Nature isn't as quiet as you think it is. It is loud, so incredibly loud, but not in the way you're familiar with. Not with the growls and snarls of animals, the sound of the wind whirling, or even the waves crashing upon the sand. It speaks and it sings in every little breath and movement. When the stars twinkle, it's music. The knot in a tree, a single message of the trunk's thoughts and memories. Every ocean current, a murmur of the path it has yet to take. And all of these small intricacies of the world press upon me, willing me to lend my ears to their thoughts and desires, their life and their future. It's overwhelming. And yet, if I had to turn my back on the song that follows my every step, that rocks me to sleep as I slumber beneath the night sky, only emptiness awaits. I'd be falling back into a hollow life, straining for something that is always just beyond my reach. And so I'm here, blooming with the melody that grows every day, continuing to listen to the song that guides me until I'm able to play along. And one day, I'll compose my own aria to sing amongst the stars.
There is a great war emerging. A war between righteousness and evil, the light and the darkness, between the truth and the lies. As this great war wages right beneath the surface, it threatens to drown whom it touches. The war for my soul threatens to tear me apart. The truth of the great Triton protector has shown me the lies of a false god who deceived my tribe, the Nalos. Now they remain manipulated by the lies and isolated from the other Tritons. Within my body, the light of Prasanna ignites a great flame, but I have been touched by the darkness of the Shadowfell. The divine light and the shadows have given me the blessings to use my powers to help and defend the individuals of this world. May my mind, heart, and soul be filled with righteousness and not fully engulfed in the evils that have influenced my people. May I have the strength to face my indiscretions of my past and save the Nalos from certain death. May I find balance through this war, to use my love and the pain that I have endured to protect the very people that mean the world to me. For my new tribe, my new family. This war remains, but I will fight it gladly until I become one with the protector of the infinite seas, Proximus.
Hey! Hi! I don't have time for this. No offense, very busy. Hand me that red flask. The one on the left. Your other left. Oh, it's Winnie, sea scavenger extraordinaire. Shouldn't she be scavenging? Yes, I should. But no, there's things out there. Star things. Powerful things. World-changing things that need to be investigated. There's something... Jeffrey, don't eat that. Something I know I knew. There's so much I don't remember. Don't know. I have to relearn it. But how? So, I'm here, experimenting. Trying not to set the ship on fire. I don't even know what I'm looking for, exactly. Can a star be created? Can you get close to making a star? How do you reverse engineer the biggest magical object you've ever come across when you don't even have it anymore? See, I'm really good at the questions, but all I'm finding so far are more of them and no answers. Well, and a potion that makes you, really strong, but that's not what I wanted. Hey, do you... No, Jeffrey, don't eat that!
The freedom was what I was searching for. I found it in the crumbled remains of a statue. I found it in the sails of a stolen warship. I found it in a spark. Or a flame, rather. But I know it's not real. The shadows that wither and watch at night remind me of that. Each soul that I've marked in order to protect others reminds me. It all reminds me that I wasn't strong enough to stand on my own. I couldn't escape without selling my soul to an even worse evil. Or what was left of my soul anyways. It wants to consume all it can. All the power that Domaris has to offer, all the life that it can take. I can't let it take any more than it already has, any more than I've already given. I will not be the reason that this world ends. Come hell or high water, this can only end one way. Because I have too much to lose if it doesn't. I can't lose it all again. I won't lose it all again. Not this time, you fickle fit bastards.
Waves crash on the beach of an endless sea. In them you hear a voice, a beckoning lure you have heard so many times before. It is the song of the horizon. She calls to you. She sings of endless wonders and untold horrors, of golden promises and dire warnings, and you know her song. It has always been there. Listen, can you hear it? The wind is in your favor, the tide is rising, the sea is yours for the taking, and your ship awaits. Fair winds and following seas, brave mariner. May fortune find you when the horizon calls.
Ahoy and welcome everybody. Welcome to Horizon's Call. I am Derek Sword. I am your GM for this game. I am your guiding compass as we navigate the treacherous seas of Domaris. I use he and pronouns, and I am very excited to be joined once again by my full crew as we travel towards the season finale. This is our penultimate episode. So just as a heads up, we will be taking next week off. We'll be back for the season finale, and then we'll take about a month off just to rest, relax, and enjoy the holidays. So I'm going to go around and have these lovely people say a little bit about themselves in just a moment. But before that, I do want to emphasize that if you enjoy this game, if you enjoy this crew, which honestly, how could you not? They tell fantastic stories. They create fantastic characters. You can tip them through Pally. Pally is a wonderful tool you can see over in our chat that evenly distributes anything that you are generous and able enough to give between these players based on shares. It also involves our cast, not just our cast, but also our crew, which pretty much is me and Eva, so that we're already here. But you also get to impact this game when you are able to tip, when and if you are able to tip. So, should you hit a $5 limit, you can give an advantage. More than that, you can give a crit, group crits, group advantages, and even a black spot, which is a little complication that gets added to the world just to make things, a little bit stickier for our players as they go about their adventures. And also to balance out karma in the world, I will sing a sea shanty at break if and when that happens. All that said, let's go ahead and go around, have these lovely people say more about them. So Mare, if you don't mind starting us out.
Hello, I am Mary. I use they, she pronouns, and I play your lovely soul knife, rogue, stars, druid, centaur, Acacia, who uses she, her pronouns, who is tired and wants to lay in a sunbeam right now because she's a cat.
Yes, the centaur has druid, what is it? Animal shifted? No, wild shape. Wild shape. I play so many druids, I completely forgot. Wild shaped into a cat. Don't ask about the logistics on that. How many limbs? The normal amount. What's that? I'm not going to tell you. You should know that already. All right. Next up, Eva.
I have so many questions. Hi, I'm Eva, she, her pronouns. I am playing Winnie, your usual sea elf alchemical artificer, but at the moment, I'm a dwarf cartographer.
Yes, Winnie gave up 2 inches of height to become a dwarf. And I think grew a beard too, so there's that. And we'll get to why our players are in not their normal forms here momentarily. But joining us back again, Mikyl.
Hi, fam.
I'm Mikyl, he, him pronouns. I'm playing Proximus, the Triton Shadow Sorcerer Paladin.
Wonderful. As last but absolutely not least, Kaila.
Hi, hello, my name is Kaila, use she, her pronouns. I play our Siren Storm Sorcerer, Scarlet Shores, also uses she, her pronouns, who is disguised very poorly out of all of us, and should be the one who is the most. Funny how things work out that way.
Love it. She's like, I have a cape that changes colors. Don't worry about me, everyone. This disguise is.
You would think that you would think that I'd be smart enough to be like, yeah, we should probably have like a safe, like a safety net for that. No.
Scarlet, someone will notice you. Don't worry, it has a hood. All right. Well, Kaila, while you're already talking, I believe you have the recap for this week. So whenever you're ready.
I most certainly do. So last session, the party started out with busting down the doors of Rollins Tower with our coffees in hand, ready to get shit done. Meanwhile, we had knives immediately thrown at us, not on purpose, just by happenstance. Dominara does not want to wear shoes. We'll figure it out. Poor thing's got to wear shoes on the ship. You can't just go barefoot. There's so many splinters. But all in all, we were able to tell Rollin where we are heading. We are heading to Halvaruk, and we have planned out our course. We are taking a bit of a long route just to avoid majority of the Empire's waters, but we also want to make some pit stops to the God's Eye and to Shacklebreak to pay a visit to an old friend way back from season 1. And we prep our ships. We went and saw the plot of where the Shore's house will lay, and we hopped on ships and set sail. We are also starting in port to port to try to gain as much information as we can. We haven't been able to gain but so much, but we are plotting, and we have now reached Eleanor's Keys, which is where the Empire flag flies, and that is why our whole party is currently disguised. It wasn't meant to be a poem, but here we are.
It was lovely. It was a lovely little soliloquy. Fantastic. Enjoy that point of inspiration for this session.
I have a feeling I'm going to need it.
You know what? That's up to you all. I'm not saying that, bad stuff's going to happen, but let's go ahead and describe where you are right now, because this is the first time, I think, that maybe any of you, maybe Winnie might be the only one among you who has ever set foot on the sands of Imperial Islands. But for a lot of you, this would be a first-in-a-lifetime experience. You are not in the heart of the Empire by any means. You are maybe in, like, the pinky toe of the Empire. It is distant and a territory at best, but nevertheless, the scarlet and purple flags fly with the 3 swords of the emperors, all creating a triumvirate, a triangle, a triskelion even, you might say, of these 3 blades, all with different animal heads on the pommels. And boy, do they love their flags. They fly horizontal. They have banners that fly vertically. They are bedecked on all of the individuals who are representatives of the Empire, and all of you have set foot on the sands with your longboat coming into port, your ship docked further out, but the island of Moorholt before you, the port of Aran. What would you all like to do?
I want to know how Proximus has disguised himself.
Yes, that is a
Similar
fantastic
fashion
question.
to Scarlet. Got it.
Yup.
Okay.
I have asked.
I think we lost Mikyl there. We'll get him back in a second.
Mikyl.
I do love the idea of, but Mikyl, we'll get what you said here in a second. But I do love the idea of Proximus just throwing on a cloak, and Scarlet's like shimmers and changes design, and his is just like brown.
Yes.
To be fair, Scarlet's supposed to look real just generic. It's not supposed to
Fair
look
enough.
fancy or anything crazy because it does not want to draw attention at all.
Okay. So I'm sorry, Michael. What's the plan for Proximus?
Oh, I just took Connery's largest cloak because he's so much bigger.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
definitely just like
So not only a cloak,
yeah.
but it's very oversized.
Again.
Got it.
Yeah, very
Just drags on the
oversized.
ground a little bit.
Yes.
Connery's kitten blanket. Yeah, it's just the sheets off his bed. Connery does not wear a cloak. He wears a cut off captain's coat. Okay.
Cool.
Great. Well, when it comes to it, actually, you know what? Just for a general idea of how surreptitious you all are actually being, let's get a group stealth roll.
Do I need to roll?
You could. I will tell you this, Mayor. If you would like to roll for stealth or animal handling to see how successfully you are portraying a cat, because there's like cats, and then there's when you look at a cat and it's doing something it shouldn't cat, and you're like, that's weird.
Ida?
Yes, I am talking about my own cat when she sits there sometimes and looks me in the eyes, and I'm like,
You're not a cat.
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Can
It's
I
more of a horse trot than a cat trot.
can I make an argument for deception?
I love that. Yeah. Actually, yeah, deception also would work. So if you would like to roll stealth or deception, I think both of those are absolutely valid depending on how you are keeping to yourselves. You know, if you're just walking around like, oh, normal things, that's deception. But yeah, if you're like tucking a hood over your face, that's
I have to look up the
think
cat
that's more
stat
stealth.
block for D&D.
That's fair. That's fair.
17.
Okay.
24.
Very nice.
24 deception.
Very nice.
16 deception. I'm pretending to be a cat.
All right. With an average of...
I was
Oop,
still
nope, that's
thinking
not how
I could
math
do-
works.
I can take a 23 in deception if that's what we're doing.
Oh, I rolled stealth.
I leave it to you, Ava, what you would like to do. That is an average of 20.25. I would say you all are very successfully keeping yourselves out of the eyes of anyone important. Nevertheless, as your longboat does pull up onto the sands and carves its way through the lower surf, you do see someone who has an official air to them. Just a human who is dressed in like lower finery. This is a dock, what do I say, supervisor, maintenance worker of some sort, but is carrying a ledger and has like walked through the sand to get over to you. I suspect, excuse me, yes, hello. I suspect that this is your first time into Port Aran, but you and your ship are going to actually have to pay a docking fee, an anchor fee. So to whom which of you is the person who's going to be paying?
Well, I do declare, what might the fee be?
80 is 5 gold per day.
5 gold?
Yes.
I just like the way that sounds. Yeah, sure. Do we pay you, or is there like a little
Yes.
collection box? And this person like looks
Legit.
they're wearing a suit, or is this
They are wearing
Shake
like
down.
imperial colors. No, this is like they're wearing more like robe-ish kind of. It's not full on wizard's robes because they still work around the dock, but these are like the worn clothing of an imperial official who works in the territories. You know, they don't have the finery that you get on the island of Validus, but like you can tell the lower edges of their pants are stained by the sea salt. You know, over time, you know, the clothes are worn from exposure to the sun, and yet nevertheless they do have a metal badge that is that triskelion of swords to indicate that they are an official.
yeah, one moment. Let me just dig around in I know I got 5 gold here somewhere. And I'm gonna dig in
Proximus
my
just
bag.
slinks over and puts his arm around the guy. Hello, partner. I think we can just give you 10 gold, and then we never had this conversation. You didn't see these.
He like
Two
takes your
ships.
hand off of him and like picks it back.
Can I roll a persuasion?
You can roll a persuasion. Yeah.
And maybe we're staying 2 days. Who knows? And like
Right.
I'm dumping like scrolls and maps and stuff like on the dock as I'm digging around. And while Proximus is talking, I would like to do a little tinkering with one of the gold pieces that I'm about to give this man.
Okay.
I would like to pounce on said scroll as it falls out.
Bye.
Endearingly.
Winnie gets
Oh,
briefly
what
distracted by how cute that is.
What a normal cat you have.
I do. Listen, I learned from Brenna herself the animal instincts.
The most normal cat I've ever seen. Well done on having a normal cat.
Oh shit! I just rolled a natural 20 plus 10 persuasion.
God.
So
Damn.
30.
Okay, yeah. I would say he kind of like closes the ledger. I think that is an agreement we could come to, as you are clearly sailing just a normal merchant ship, the Blue Wind. It certainly looks to be, and you all have a normal captain. I'm sure someone whose name has likely featured in our charts and books many, many times.
Jim
And he holds out a
Candy,
hand.
and Winnie.
We
is
don't speak
going-
of that name.
Oh, Winnie is going to kind of like a kid handing over candy, drop 10 gold into his hand.
Okay. What were you going to tell me? What you tinkered the one coin to do?
I think it's rude not to.
Yes, that would be true. Sitting here as God, I would like to be, omnipotent. So it would be great to have all this information.
I just want it to be a faint smell, like so not super obvious, like out here in the sea
Mhm.
wind. But just like a faint smell of like maybe having stepped in something that you would rather
Okay.
not have stepped in.
You made a stink coin.
I have made a stink coin.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Acacia
And it
definitely
lives
would
like that.
notice.
It lives like that until I decide to make something else.
You hear in your head, Winnie, you are devious and I approve.
Okay. Well, Winnie, having created your shitcoin, you pile them into this man's hand. He pockets them, kind of like weird. All right, enjoy your time in port. And he turns on his heel in the sand, which is very awkward, like nearly stumbles, and then goes walking off. Where would y'all like to go next?
Where everyone spills their secrets. The
Local tavern. All right.
Tavern.
All right, it's where a lot of adventures begin. Let's hope it's not where this one ends. You find your way into the town. This is a small, relatively small port town. You get that like a lot of trade goes through here. There's a lot of warehouses for things to be stored, shipped out. But this is a midway point. That probably is, if you go further inland, Moorholt probably does have a fortress. You can see that there are some structures that kind of stand above the trees further in. But this is more of a tropical midway point. Especially being the most southern, this is where like a lot of people aren't stopping at the two islands to the north, west, and east. They're stopping here and transmitting stuff there. So yes, you would find your way to the tavern, and very easily, this place is, I would say, much larger than a lot of taverns you're used to, because it's kind of like one of those big trucker stops along the highway. It has to cater to a lot of people coming through. It has 3 levels to it, and kind of caters to a lot of people sleeping here for the night as well. Probably doubles a little bit as a comfort inn, if you catch my drift on that. But yes,
They
otherwise,
put the light on for us?
yes, it's owned by Thomas Baudet, Lord Thomas Baudet. Yes, no, that's another show. But yeah, you would find your way to this tavern. So absolutely. Heading in, again, you see a number of people, all just sitting at tables, sitting at the bar, moving about. Mostly sailors, based on dress, but there are various types of people, because again, you did see that there were halfling ships in port, there were human ships, there were goblinoid ships, dwarven ships, and you see those people represented here. A lot of tabards from different places as well, but all about, even on your way walking in, you saw Imperial soldiers, kind of like just 2 by 2, walking on their patrols, just trying to show a sense of orderliness. There are no soldiers on duty in here, but you can see that there are a couple of soldiers towards the corner that are kind of taken up a little, like, they have that corner. That is the part that they own. What would you all like to do?
I would like to make my way towards that little corner and take a nap underneath the table and listen to them talk.
Okay. All right. And also, do I have any suggestions for the name of this tavern?
I was going to ask you what the name of the tavern was.
Yeah. Any?
Why would you say my name?
You know why? You know exactly why. Sleeping Giant.
I like the Sleeping Giant.
Mhm.
Okay. And yes, absolutely. On the signage, there is it's like rounded at the top and flat on the bottom, like the stomach of a sleeping hill giant, and kind of has like feet sticking out one side and a head sticking on the other. So yes, in the Sleeping Giant, Mayor Acacia has taken up a place beneath the. Listen, the Top Heavy Mermaid is a great name for a bar, and it's one of my favorites. I overuse it. That's my problem. But yes, Acacia has taken up residence beneath the table, like right towards the center, so none of the feet will kick her, and has yes, I do have chat open today, and is listening out. What are the rest of you doing?
Full Aragorn style, just at a table somewhere, hood up.
Okay, I was
talking.
gonna say, are you like opening the doors like both super like sexy and all that? I was saying there's a lot of things that Aragorn does, pulling out your sword and just looking at it. Yeah. Okay, so you were going full Strider, taking up a corner with a pipe, I'm guessing, and just looking. No, okay. But just letting the shadows kind of take hold. Proximus and Woody.
Oh, I'm definitely over in the corner with Scarlet, but I do say into the shell phone or our mind link. I can cast darkness, and we would just be a dark corner.
That seems like
is
the
that too
opposite.
much?
That would be too much.
That's-
That would be
that's
too much
too
of a
much.
mission.
Also, that has a really big range. Remember that. You'd be getting a lot.
Like 30 feet. Is it 15 or 30? I don't know.
It's big. It's big.
Yeah, it's big
Darkness
enough that it
is
would look
15. Yeah, this
15.
is yeah.
Yeah.
If a bubble of darkness appeared in a bar, I think anybody would notice that. Like the local Applebee's would go into full chaos.
As usual, Proximus is just extra.
Come sit
Noted.
beside me and don't move.
Okay.
Someone can get me fish for later. That would be appreciated.
Do we not have food on the ship?
I'm in the mood for fish.
Sit, just like haul myself up onto a bar stool and plop myself down and like hit the counter with both hands in a friendly way and say, barkeep, one of your finest local ales, please. And do you have any appetizers? Possibly of the local fish. By which I mean, I'm using this voice.
There we
Which
go.
I, Eva, forgot. Winnie probably would have remembered, statistically.
Winnie, you feel a tap on your shoulder, and as you look around, there is a very stocky.
Spinny seat.
It can't. Well, I think to Winnie, every seat is a spinny seat. It's a bar stool.
She does the full body turn. Like,
Okay.
even if she has to scoot, like, to face whoever is. Yeah.
There is a very stocky dwarf with a shaved head with tattoos going from his brows, very long braided beard with a mug. I appreciate a lass with an appetite. Can I buy you a drink?
You sure can. What do you
That's
drink
an
there?
interesting accent.
I get it from my parents.
We often do.
Yeah.
As to what I'm drinking, it's dark ale. Oh, where am I from? I'm from Axia. Where are you from?
I'm from. One moment while.
Not Axia.
Also,
it's
Axia. It's
this weird
it's a
little
big island.
like way out in Kraken's Reach, just called Not Axia. I don't get it either, but
not Axia. Yeah,
Not
all right.
Axia. I'm from down near Mare's Mercy. Out there ways. But I left about as soon as I could. You know, not a whole lot going on down there for someone like me.
Honestly, that's quite surprising since most of the dwarves don't even go down that way anymore.
Oh, well, I was raised by... Who does, like, hang out near Mare's Mercy? Hey, world build.
No, I know, which is why it's funny. So Lemuria is where,
Lizard folk.
yes, lizard folk and the Alafi, and that's Lemuria. Southern of that is hobgoblins and gnomes.
Well, you see, I'm actually a foundling. My parents are lizard folk, and I loved it down there. Could not get enough of the views, but I have a call-in, you see. I make maps, so traveling is sort of what I do. What brings you here from Axia? I just realized we're not in Axia.
Oh no, bit far from, but trade, as you know, have to bring this here to that back, make sure we make a little bit of money, and at least here we don't have to deal with too many of the Empire's taxes. It's more just the skirting the edge of them, as it was.
You just described trading in such an easy to digest way. Like, could you tell me more? What are you trading?
Well, you see, there's supply and demand, and when they're balanced out, that's really a terrible economy. You need one to be greater than the other, and we typically work on the supply, and as we cannot control demand. So we've been bringing... Exactly. So we've been bringing a lot of things. Weapons, primarily. We were actually traveling with siege weapons today to outfit, I believe, some of the Imperial ships. They've been asking for more and more interesting sort of things, but that's... I have a cousin in that line of business, not mine.
I mean, I would think it would be... What's that word? Is it lucrative? Yeah,
lucrative.
It's a fun one to say, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So you know they have maps of this island already, right?
Oh yeah, I'm just using this as a stop and over point.
Certainly.
You know.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, to just map everything. And also, like, you can't just sell maps to anyone. Like, you gotta find people who are interested in them. So, you gotta go where people are.
Fair enough.
Something like
all right. What will you be drinking?
I mean, if you recommend the dark ale, I will try the dark ale.
Yeah, the bartender's just been standing there like, this is a great meet cute, but if we could get to your actual drink order and appetizer, this has been like, I have other customers.
One of those, please.
Coming up. We cut away to we're going to cut to Acacia. I do want to just note that, like, since we have two striders in the same corner, they both kick their feet up at the same time, like knock each other's feet off. I just had
Proximus, go right.
that in my mind.
Go down and go up.
Both just like you got their arms crossed, try not to look at each other. Like I need the shadows. I need the shadows.
Who can be edgier?
I'm more wanted than you.
Keisha, go ahead and give me a perception roll for listening out.
I will listen. I
Little
will
kitty ears.
obnoxiously listen. Do I get any? No, just I get advantage on smell checks.
Okay.
But no, this isn't smell check. This is a perception check. That is a 15 plus 13. So
Yeah.
28?
Yeah. Yeah, great.
It's fine.
So, Keisha, you note that there is like one of these guards, soldiers, they're kind of synonymous with one another because the guards get posted here or the soldiers get posted here to kind of just do patrols. They're not actively at war here. This is not a well-defended town by any means. You know, again, they probably have the fortress further inland. So you get that there is like a leader, you know, probably the captain of these guards. There are about 6 of them in total. And leader is towards the very back corner with his arms up, his legs very spread, the other gentleman around him. And he's just kind of just chatting openly to them like, another day in paradise, boys. I tell you, if I had my druthers, I would not be at this particular port, as thrilling as this all is, but here we are nonetheless. So let's all drink to whoever we pissed off to get this posting. Hey? And they all just clank. You can hear the clanking above you of their metal tankards. It's not really very interesting what they're talking about. It's more just like, oh, did you hear what happened in the town the other day? You know, a bit of a scuffle in the town square, nothing too big. We roughed them up a bit, sent them along the way. Kind of just work chat. A few moments go by, however, and you can see from your vantage point that there's like 2 at least of these guards that like stand on either side. It's, you know, like if you think of like in the club, these are like the bouncers to the VIP area. If you think of this as a local mafia, these are the 2 grunts that get to stand out and watch. And you see them kind of like replace their footing and almost stand to an attention of sorts. And you watch as Scarlet and Proximus, you would definitely see these individuals walk in. Because the doors just open wide and a small group of individuals, not dressed in any type of sailor decorum, which is kind of one of the things that catches your eye at first. They are dressed like scallywags. They're dressed like pirates, and leading them is a very large blue dragonborn that has a ring and jewels encrusted in his nose horn. Blue dragonborn kind of have that Triceratops-esque nose horn. And beside him is a hobgoblin woman whose face is just covered in what Proximus would know, having seen goblinoid tattoos. These are goblinoid tattoos that she has, these tribal markings that she has covering her face. Her hair pulled tightly back on her almost like reddish skin, with her large ears and her 2 lower fangs pointing out. And behind them are a number of humans, mostly humans. There's a tabaxian there. There's a goblin, kobold as well, but like the small posse behind them. And they walk right over to that corner. And the one thing you note about the Dragonborn is, besides how large he is, he also has his entire arm is metallic. Likely he, like Scarlet, has a prosthetic. His is much nastier looking than Scarlet's, in the sense that there are a lot of sharp edges, spikes. The claws kind of like flex and reflex, and you can see that they kind of like have joints to them that could indicate they could probably bend backwards, like, you know, they're serrated on the top. And he also has an equally prosthetic leg as well, which depicts the claws of a dragonborn. And they walk over to the table, occasionally you would see this one dragonborn leg, the prosthetic leg, the legs of the hobgoblin. And the dragon, you just hear the dragonborn say, "Gents, it's time to move." And what do I say? Proximus and Scarlet would see, he just nods. They all just nod, and like rats off of a sinking ship just scurry away and out the door. And you notice that the bar has gotten very quiet as these people have walked in. Like the music stopped. Everybody is doing their best not to look at them. And as they go to take their seat and fill up this corner bar this corner booth once again, music resumes. And everything just kind of goes back normal. The chatter resumes. It's kind of just like there was this respect that needed to be paid towards them entering in the first place. And Acacia, you, I presume, remain where you are?
Yeah, if it's not too crowded and I'm not going to get kicked, if there's room under the table, I'll stay.
Yes. I will say the Dragonborn has a much wider gate, so like the prosthetic claws are like very close to you, but you are safe where you are. But it definitely feels a lot more cramped in here.
To
Okay.
the rest of the party, you just hear me say, Imperials might be here, but they definitely are not in control here.
Okay. When even the dwarf that was talking to you like pauses as they all come in, and he turns back to you. Oh, anyway, I didn't even get your name. That's very rude of me. What? Do you mind me asking?
No, that'd be silly if I minded after all this lovely conversation. She's gonna stick out her hand. I'm Carla Wavehammer.
Carla Wavehammer.
Again, Winnie has a better memory. That's not the name of... Oh, it's Wakehammer, isn't it?
Wakehammer is the vessel. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Then I will stick with it.
Okay.
As long as it's not the same.
That's interesting. I knew some hammer waves back in the day, but oh, you said you were raised by lizard folk. I mean, who knows? No, very pleased to meet you, Carla. My name is Crag Stonebeard.
Very nice to meet you, Craig. Are you in town long, or are you... It sounds like if things are kind of gearing up around here, is that going to be good for your trade? Or...
Oh, we're shipping out on the Morrow. Honestly, Motorholt's always been a port town. If things are gearing up, well, it's not my business. Merchant vessel, not military for me.
No.
And Axia will hold its own.
I hear it always does.
Have you ever seen the Crown Mountain?
Would Winnie
The heart of Axia? I'm not sure, but that's like the very center of Axia. It's the highest mountain peak.
Where Winnie
That's
would
like
have gone after her character development session. So
she could have traveled there for certain. Yeah.
I've been once actually, and it was, I'll tell you what, something incredible. I hope to get back there someday. You know, get back to the roots and all that. I assume I don't really know where I'm from.
Winnie just
sure.
using her brain, just Winnie. If you look to the table where Scarlet is, she's peeking over the table and just staring at you. Figure out the name of the people who just came in.
Winnie's gonna take like a big gulp of her beer to like cover up this like mental conversation. Do you know much about this place? Like, do you know who those folk are? she's gonna lower her voice to like not draw too much attention, but we'll gesture at the new arrivals.
Sure. Privateers for the Empire, so I hear.
Privateers.
Just you keep your nose clean. You stay out of or at least you stay on the local routes, the proper routes, and you shouldn't have to worry about them.
Well, I'm never really in charge of where I'm going. I just hop a ship and hope for the best, But I hear waters are getting might frightful these days. So the Empire's just hiring up. I don't want to say anyone because I don't know who they are, but should I know who they are? Like,
well,
I just, you don't cause like a scene when you come in unless you're like, someone.
Sure. I'm, not super eager to talk about anyone behind their back, especially when they have the potential to do terrible things to me.
Oh, I mean, I could go up and ask him myself. I just like to know ahead of time before I introduce myself if I'm going to get one in the gut,
Sure. Go ahead and roll for persuasion. I mean, I hate to see a handsome woman such as yourself fall victim to privateers. As I hear it, that is, he gestures to the hobgoblin. That is Captain Fane Barca. She is not from around here, but has been patrolling these waters for some time now. And the large individual with her is Tycho the Butcher, whose name I feel is indicative of his behavior.
It's not just because that's what he used to be before he took to the water, I take it.
I don't believe that's... well, I don't know, actually. I don't know. Huh.
Fair enough.
I'll have to look into that, but no, I'm not aware of any of his extracurricular proclivities.
What did you say Craig's last name is? Craig's last name was?
Stonebeard.
And his beard braids are neat, tidy, messy. Okay.
Pretty orderly, pretty neat. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna ask if they were stone.
Who do you trade on behalf of? Like, are you your own, merchant? Do you...
Oh, no. I mean, there's plenty of operations that come out of Axia. I mean, most of them are signed off on by royal decree, so we sail under the protection of the Axian banner.
I'm gonna sip on my beer for just a minute if there are any cats or Aragorns who have something they want to do.
Fair enough.
Did you relay names in the mind link?
Yes. I think while
Yes.
I'm sipping my beer, I would take that opportunity. Thank you.
You really take some long pulls on that mug. Yeah.
I know. Look, Eva has her issues. Winnie's on top of it. Yeah, so she's just gonna repeat what Craig said.
Noted. Okay. Aragorns.
Do I know? Have I heard anything about them?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll for history.
13.
13. You would recognize both of those names as well-established pirates. You would recognize one of them more than the other. Tycho, you've heard the name Tycho the Butcher. more as like boogeyman than anything else. At least in the context of Eula, this would be kind of like pulling these names from that. Taika was always on her list of like, if I could, get this
I could
Pokemon
swindle
card.
this person.
Yeah.
Real
but
quick, did you say
Fane-
Tycho was a bugbear?
Taika was a blue dragonborn.
Blue dragon.
Not even close. Okay, thank you.
There's a B. Yeah, blue dragonborn with jewels and a ring in his horn. Fane Barca was part of Eula's navy.
Okay.
Okay.
With that name, I'm going to the table.
All right.
Fuck, this is gonna end poorly. I just have that feeling. No one wants to see the favored pet. It's
So,
fine.
okay. So Scarlet gets up to go
Uh-huh.
over to the table.
Uh-huh.
Proximus, are you going with, or I think Michael might be frozen. I will get Proximus here in a moment. Michael, would you like to go over with Scarlet as she goes to the table to start some shit?
Nope. Nope. Proximus is
Okay.
going to stay exactly where he's at, but he is very impressed with Winnie's voiceover. Oh, darn. Okay.
All good. Okay. Acacia, you would watch as Scarlet's feet begin to walk towards your table. Scarlet, the two, like, again, they kind of post up in the same way that the guards did. There's kind of two sailors, that's what the word I'll use for them, that place themselves kind of in front of the table as you walk up. You lost, miss.
No.
Well, this table is occupied. If you might find your way to seating somewhere else, that would be much obliged.
One of the people who are at this table, an old friend.
They kind of turn a little bit. This any friend of yours? Are you trying to intimidate? Are you trying to... I'm trying to see if there's
more
any...
persuasion than intimidation.
Okay. Go ahead and roll
say-
roll for persuasion.
Usually I will lead with persuasion then intimidation if there's any.
Sure. If it can be helped, yes.
Yeah. That is an 18.
The sailors that are sitting on either side of Tycho and Fane kind of just look up and just shake their head. Well, you are, I mean, an objectively attractive individual. It's not like they
I still
break
have
eye
a hood on,
contact.
so
Still. But Tycho kind of like narrows his dragonborn eyes at you, and you see this like huff of almost like cloud come out of his nose. Fane. Oop. Literally muted myself with my pinky. Fane, however, looks you dead in the eyes, and her eyes just bug a little bit. She spits up her drink. Take your hood off. She points to the two sailors. Take her hood off.
and I
And they-
hold my hand up. Mm-mm. Do not touch me. I will take my hood off, but no, you're disgusting. Do not touch me.
Look at their hands. Yeah, no, she's right. Fuck's sake. Scarlet? Is that you?
Long time no see.
Gods, I thought you were dead.
Sometimes I wish I were dead, but
Well, if you ever want to make it happen, I know a person.
I know a few.
What do you want?
I'm just in port. Saw a familiar face.
And you had the balls to come over here. That's...
Always have.
Well, you'll have to show me where you keep them sometime and who you got them off of. Well,
This is a fun little detail you have here.
oh, there's perks of working for the right people.
Who do you work
Took me a little
for
while to figure
nowadays?
that out. Oh, haven't you heard? I am official. I am signed with a letter of marque and official privateer of the Nerian Navy. I am.
You're a fucking snake. Got it.
I decide to work for the side that wins sometimes. It's
But
not
they
bad. You should
don't.
try it. I don't know where you've been, but I see the flags flying around here.
This is as far as they go.
Yeah, well, those colors tend to stretch further and further every day.
Not really. That's just what they're telling you.
And also, they pay much better than your old boss did.
Well, Eula was kind of awful, but we knew that.
My apologies. My sincerest whatevers to her passing. So I hear.
No, I killed her, so.
Did you know?
Something like that. Someone had to.
So are you then taking over the business, starting up your own little navy, or is this just a friendly chat?
It's friendly chat. Love to catch up.
Well, that's good then. Would you like to have a seat?
Is it safe?
Is anything?
Touche. And I will sit.
Yeah, one of the sailors gets up to make room for you. And actually a couple of them, so that you can sit basically right next to Tycho, who looks over. Is your arm exposed at all?
I mean, probably from like forearm down, just because
Okay.
based on shirt.
Did you have problem?
I had, don't any longer.
I like
It's
yours.
advantages of selling your soul. I don't recommend it.
Anything can be bought back for the right price.
Not everything.
Then maybe you should look into renting, not buying.
I like owning my own things. And no one can take them back.
So Scarlett, what are you up to these days?
Treasure hunting.
Now, I know that doesn't mean what I think it means. What are you actually doing these days, Scarlett?
That is what I'm doing. I am taking on private assignments for treasure hunting. Getting paid well for it. It's nice. Not under anyone's boot. I don't have to kiss anyone's foot that walks by. I am my own manager. My own captain.
Brief pause. I just want to see, Acacia, through all of this, is there anything that you were doing?
I'm mostly just listening.
Okay.
I'm also keeping an eye out throughout the rest of the bar to see if if anyone's doing anything suspicious underneath the table, grabbing a knife or something, because Scarlett is now here. But I'm also just looking out at the bar from what I can see from my vantage point anyway.
Okay. Yeah, there was, like, when Scarlett first kind of like put a hand up, hands went to blades. That was very obvious. Scarlett handled that. I would say that you just can like see underneath the table Tycho's metal claws just literally just cracking. He's cracking his metallic knuckles, and the sound of it, especially in your cat ears, is just
Annoying.
nightmarish. Yeah,
Ugh.
just horrible. But yes, everyone here is armed. You would see that there's like, Fane absolutely has a knife boot. Any self-respecting captain has a knife boot. Boot knife.
Yeah,
Switch
boot
this around. Yeah, there you go. Both. Maybe there's a knife in her.
Click the heel
like
and
little kick. Yeah, they click the heel and comes out the toe. We'll say there's both. But yes, nobody is reaching for any weapons. Well, Scarlet, if you ever did want to come over to the more lucrative side, we would love to have you.
over my dead body. The
Is
Empire.
that what Callisto said?
May her soul rest in peace. The Empire would rather have me dead than have me as a privateer. Let's be real. I know what the bounty is on my head.
I wasn't going to bring it up for old time's sake, but
That's just ignoring the elephant in the room, then.
I was going to give you at least a league's head start before I hunted you.
Yeah, speaking
Won't
of
end
that,
very nice for you.
Scarlet, speaking of that, when we're done here, we need to GTFO.
Oh yeah, we definitely do. I don't trust these people as far as I can throw them, so
I hope
fuck
this
them.
conversation is worth it.
It's worth being known. Sometimes you just have to put your face in places. Scare the Empire a little bit.
I cannot wait to tell everyone that I know that you're still kicking it around.
Good.
Flopping. I'm not sure what the right verbiage is there, but...
Depends on the day.
Mm-hmm. What ship are you calling temporary home these days?
You see, the great thing about your whole privateer thing, it's very easy to pick you off one by one. Brindle Kane was very easy.
Well, Brindle Kane was a piece of shit. We all knew that.
Yeah, well, the Empire was apparently taking anything.
Yeah, but he had a great fucking ship.
Fuck yeah, he did. The Bloodhound is mine now. Along with its crew, they are much happier under my management.
Look at you, selling fancy.
Something like that. It's nice to have a warship in the arsenal.
Tiger just kind of looks over to you. I had always wanted to kill Brindle Kane. I appreciate you doing me a favor.
You're welcome. It was actually a friend of mine who killed him, but it was
I would buy
kind of
them
a
a
joint
drink.
effort. Not really the drinking type.
Proximus, they want to buy you a drink for killing.
We're not
Brindle Kane.
drinking right now. As Woody chugs down.
Nobody
dark ale.
told me that. Nobody
In
told
the-
Winnie we weren't drinking.
Right. In the mind link,
It's 10!
Proximus, Leonin's Pride Reserve. That is what I would like if they would build it my way. I'll drink it.
Like, cats aren't supposed to have cream, but I'm imagining that Leonin's Pride Reserve is just what you call a white Russian in this
It's
world.
just,
Oh my
it's
god,
just
yeah.
Bailey's. It's just Bailey's, Derek.
Bailey's,
Like,
It's
Bailey's
yeah.
is delicious.
Yeah.
I saw pumpkin spice Irish cream at the store earlier, and I gagged a little.
Yeah.
I would try it, but I'm also very confused. Oh, real quick, did I get any appetizers? I was trying to get Acacia, cat, ! Acacia, some fishy
Cat, yeah.
snacks.
A catch-up, perfect.
Yes, I catch you. Yes, Winnie, you would absolutely have gotten a very, like, what to your dwarven companion would seem like a very weird appetizer order for a dwarf. Like, oh, you're not getting any red meat. That's interesting. Raised by lizard folk. Do you eat people?
I mean, I just asked for the local delicacies. If they were serving people, I would want to know. I probably should have asked. That's a good point. But this looks like fish. Do you want a little?
No, thank you. Fish and dark ale have never mixed well for me.
Oh, that's also a good point. I don't know. I just like to try anything local if I can.
Yes, the fanciest of feasts, you might say.
Winnie's going to flip it over her shoulder onto the floor, kind of in Acacia's
Why
direction.
can't you just like take it, like doggy bag that shit?
Like, I was literally gonna say, like, as soon as like the fish came out, I'm out from under that table and hopping up on the bar for that.
Okay, if you're on the bar, I'm not going to flip
abandon
it.
your live fish for the cooked fish. Got it.
Yes.
Let's not
Yeah.
start a
Well-
food fight next to the private
Again.
that want to kill us.
Yeah, another one in the space of like 2 months.
Let's be real. They just want to kill Scarlet right now.
Yeah.
The rest
Right.
of you are safe.
The kitty instincts have kicked in.
Yeah, one of the
now that
pirates
I have
goes,
a-
"Where'd that cat come from?"
Now that I have a taker for this appetizer, maybe you could recommend some local red meat delicacies. Or something that maybe pairs better with a little of this. I didn't catch what kind of dark ale is this?
Whatever they have on tap, I didn't ask. I just asked for a dark ale. But I appreciate that dwarven sense to it. So you can take the dwarf away from the mountains, but you can't take the mountains out of the dwarf. No, it tastes half like shite, so who knows? Probably not from Maxia.
So, by the way, I'm hearing music coming from someone's head Zoom. I don't know who it's coming from.
Yeah, I was also just checking too. It was like double playing maybe on Roll20, so I just stopped it and started playing it again because it might have been
Did
overlaying
it just
itself.
start? Because
But-
that might have been me.
No, I muted my Zoom. I mean my Roll20, so it was definitely coming from the Zoom meeting.
I see.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, I was wondering if it had stopped because I might have done that. Who
Okay.
knows?
I think we're all good.
Fine.
It did stop.
Fine.
We're all good.
It's just one of
Okay.
those, one of those sessions.
Just what it's hey, you know, technical issues, but we're all having
true.
fun. Cool. Okay, so yes, for red meat options, I mean, not necessarily red meat, but the other white meat. You could always get, pork stickers. You could
No,
get
wait, hang
beef
on.
tips.
No,
or...
I need you. What? What is the other red meat?
No, the other white meat is pork,
Oh,
right? Because there's chicken, and then there's pork.
right.
And then there's the other white meat, which is long pork, which is what we were talking
No,
about a
I
second
thought we
ago.
were talking about red meat.
We were talking about red meat. I was saying besides that.
Oh, yeah, okay. Is there... We were greeted by someone at the dock wearing imperial colors, robes, that sort of thing.
Good.
So, do you have
As
to...
happens.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I was just wondering... Just to be clear, this is like a new expansion, right? Like Pelnor's Keys haven't been always Empire.
They've been a territory for quite some time.
Okay.
This is not like Soteria. This Pelor's Keys have been a territory of the Empire for a few decades at
Okay.
least.
Then scrap what I was about to say. And which of those ships out there are you calling home?
Well, it's let's see, we did come into dock, so it's the docking bay.
Yep, that's absolutely
24, if I remember
something
right.
we call them in fantasy talk.
They do actually. A docking bay is what it is called. 24, I believe. Yeah, the fuck, you're gonna make me come up with a name.
No, I mean, if you want to put a pin in that DM and just bring it up organically later, that also works.
Sure, I'll do that.
In the mind link, I would like to ask what what ship is your friend on, Scarlet?
That is a good question. Do I know what ships they would have sailed?
Also, are you like friends again, Or is this still like a no?
Oh no,
Angie
we are not what we
situation?
would call friends. We need to get out of here as soon as I leave this table.
Oh, okay.
They will sell me out in a second.
Let me see here, because I did have some ship names, but
in which case, Winnie is going to start rummaging around in her bag for
Scarlet, if you can get maybe if you know the names of those ships, I've got an idea.
let me get you those names after
maybe we
break
both
because
have
I'm
an
not
idea.
funny. But yes, we will say that they both Fane and Tycho are happy to share their ship names. I will get those to you.
So they do
once I
have
can
each
find the
their
doc.
own ships.
They do. They are sailing separately.
Oh.
They're both just in port.
Oh. Okay.
And they both sail under the Empire's privateers.
Correct.
Okay. When I get one of those names, I'm gonna lick my paw a little bit, rub against Winnie, hop off the counter, begin trotting out the door towards the dock.
Hey, Acacia,
Yes.
little Jeffrey is available should you need him for anything that you might need done back at a ship.
I need to see how many of the crew are still on their ships first before I decide to do anything.
He does operate as a drone if needed. But yes.
For espionage.
Hey, I know you're a kitty cat. Are you gonna stay kitty cat, or do you want to be invisible, maybe? For scouting.
I'm gonna stay a kitty cat for now.
Okay.
Well, while we are kind of changing scenes a little bit here, and I need to get you ship names anyway, let's go ahead and take a break about 10 minutes early, and we'll be back in about 10 to 15. So stick around, folks. As a reminder, you can influence this game and tip these wonderful players through our Pally, which you can find in chat. Pally is a wonderful tool that evenly distributes anything that you are generous and able enough to tip. And like I said, you can give crits, advantages, black spots, which are complications, all based on the amount should you, again, be able and willing. Thank you all. Stick around, do the things, pet your pets, take care of yourselves, and we'll be back in about 10 to 15. Vast and welcome back to Horizons Call, everybody. Let's jump back into stuff. We have Acacia, who has turned into a cat, who is heading towards the docks right now. The ship names that I owe you, for Crag, his ship is called the Silver Wind. Fane's ship is the Midnight Queen, and Tycho's is the Blackthorn. So, Acacia, having those names, at least the pirate ship names, which I presume is what you're going after.
Oh yeah, I didn't do anything wrong.
Yes, Crag has never done a thing wrong in his life. He maybe mansplained a little bit, but you know what? He's apparently talking to a dwarf that was raised by lizard folk. She didn't know what she was. Yeah. Proximus, anything that you would like to do? Winnie, anything for you as well?
Proximus, under his voice, very lowly at least, will say Skadu Roof Die. And Smokey, how far am I away from the table with Scarlet?
Pretty decent, like you're opposite corners of this rather large tavern. So, I mean, a good maybe 40 feet.
I think I got 120 feet anyway. So, any shadow near in fact, underneath the table, because that's just where everything comes popping out of.
Sure.
Smokey comes, just kind of aloofs and circles around the under part of the table if it's got enough room.
Okay. Bartender kind of looks over. Sir, I understand you have a thing with the hood and the shadows and everything. There's no dogs? Or whatever that's dog.
That's not even
no
near
dog.
me. Like,
Oh, I'm sorry. Where did you send Smokey?
Underneath their
Okay.
table.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Ignore my great joke. So Smokey takes up residence where Acacia left,
Yes.
and there's now just like an eel hound that is like bonelessly wrapped around the central leg of the table. Okay, so Acacia.
Hi.
We'll get to Scarlet momentarily. I'm sorry, real quick. Winnie, was there anything you wanted to do? Chatting with Craig or anything else?
He's with Axia, right? Like, he's not affiliated
Yes.
with the Empire. He's not.
Correct. I mean, they're trading with the Empire, but that's just, Axia has no reason not to.
Well, and his cousin's the one trading, like, arms, right? Like, isn't he just trading...
His cousin
stuff?
is in the manufacture of siege weapons.
So he is trading the siege weapons.
He has brought siege weapons that are being sent to the Empire.
Correct.
Winnie's going to tuck her address, like, back in her pocket.
Yeah, he's on a merchant vessel. The Nerians purchase siege weapons from Axia. They are transporting those weapons to this island where they're being dropped
Have you
off.
ever heard of insurance?
That's a really weird way of saying insurance, but yes, insurance does exist.
Good. Excellent. Well, oh, look at the time. I better turn in because I'm still on, time zones are weird.
That's moving a bit fast for me, but I'm ready to turn in as well if you are.
Yeah, where you bunking down tonight?
Well, I mean, there's plenty of rooms directly above us. I was just gonna say I'm only in port for a night, and it sounds like you are as well. So, bit of ships passing with their anchors getting caught together. If you catch my drift.
You do raise a good point. All right, so I forgot I was using an accent.
It did change a little bit there. That was a little odd, but I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
A lizard folk accent coming through, certainly.
Yeah.
Right.
Back to my roots or whatever. Yeah, gosh, heck. Let's head on upstairs, and you look like you have a commoner stat block, right? Okay,
Sailor stat block, if I was to attribute one to him. What a mean thing to say to someone. Boy, you really look like you've got a 0 modifier in all your skills, huh, bud?
Probably not the meanest thing
Not
Winnie's
a
ever
bonus
said.
among you, huh? Like maybe like a like one skill, maybe. Yeah.
Painfully average. And easy to forget.
Oh. No, I wrote him in my notes. I'm not gonna forget him. I'm absolutely gonna forget him, but that's neither here nor there. Alright, so yeah, let's go ahead and head on upstairs. And I'll in the mind link. Be right back, y'all. Keep the ship warm or whatever.
Wendy, where are you going?
Upstairs, it's fine. BRB.
Do you need help?
No, I'm good. I got this.
Like
Why-
that when his
why are
internal
you-
monologue,
why
it
are
also
you
has the
talking in this
accent.
awful accent?
This is my persona.
Okay.
Winnie, are you going upstairs to sleep with them?
I am going upstairs with him, and someone will be doing some sleeping, but it is not me. I will be down in 5 to 10.
All
Be careful.
right.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Godspeed.
Okay.
Poor man.
Oh,
Y'all thought the
I'm
Scarlet one night stands were
sorry.
bad.
Yeah, like Scarlet is out here
Still no
routinely sending people to.
It was twice.
Yeah, but I wasn't aware of that.
I'm sorry,
No,
twice,
I don't
but
think
one
she
of
ever
those
told
times
us.
was 4 people.
5.
And
my
I'm
Five
reclaiming
people.
my time. Okay. Winnie, you head upstairs. No ropes involved on this one. Winnie, you head upstairs. Craig leaves a small handful of gold to pay for the room and whatever food and drink you two enjoyed. And
Ooh, free food.
holds a hand up. Ladies first.
Oh, why, that's me. Winnie's gonna go
Whoa.
on.
Oh yeah.
Winnie's gonna go on in.
Yeah, simple tavern room, single bed, queen size, small little wash area, bench, little cabinets.
What's the view like? Like, is this a room with a view, or
This is a room with a view. This is a room that does look out onto the town. You kind of are looking out, so you can see a bit more of the trees. You know, again, this is a tropical island, so you have a lot of palm trees looking out. You can kind of see a distant shore from where you are, but you are not looking out to the port.
is it Scarlet? The
What?
shore. Anyway,
Christ. Is your persona 5?
Yeah.
that was pretty good, actually.
Thanks.
That was a
Thanks.
good
You said
reference.
you said persona was the only. Well, to you it is. Anyway, he.
That's what we love, niche jokes, especially niche jokes that are only relevant to one other person.
Craig comes in behind you, closes the door, begins to like unbutton his tunic. I don't want you to think I do this all the time or anything. It's just you were rather attractive, dwarf, and I don't want you to think that this is anything that has to have strings if you don't want it to.
Are you implying that there could be strings if I did want there to be? That is not
That's
a
a
rope
conversation.
reference? That is...
It's a conversation we could have. Yeah, I like that they're just like lightly into ropes, but it's just yarn.
It's just the idea.
It's like
Of,
friendship bracelets.
Yeah. Spend 2 hours making friendship bracelets.
Okay, so this is gonna be real fun because... Can I cast you at 4th level? Is that a thing? Oh.
Okay. Tell me what you're doing, because I really want to get to Acacia and the ships.
Yeah. This is Winnie, like, not knowing how to get out of a conversation non-awkwardly.
Yes, I
Quickly.
fully recognize that
So-
the character bleed on this. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this... If Eva could do this, she would. This would have saved me a lot of hassle. Hey, you know what would be real nice is, what if we just sat on the bed here real quick and, yeah, just, like, talked for a quick second.
Sure,
Or
I have
just,
the room
like-
for the whole night. That's fine. He pops up there, sits on the bed.
Perfect. And I'm gonna cast sleep at 4th level.
Okay.
Because I'm bad
what-
at math and I don't know exactly, like, hit point situation. But I feel
How
like
many
if I
hit
cast
points?
it at a higher level, I'm
How
more
many hit
likely-
points?
I don't know.
Let me pull up sleep.
8d8. Roll 8d8 for hit points.
Okay. I can do that.
Oh, wait. No. It's 2 extra per spell slot, so it is going to be 11d8.
All right. I can do this. 11d8.
11d8.
Where is the d8? Let's go to someone else because I'm...
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11.
Proximus, you have Smokey beneath the table. Scarlet, we'll get to your conversation in a moment. Acacia, heading towards the docks. Tail held up behind you, cat ass for all to see.
That's right.
Walking towards the ocean. What would you like to do?
I'm going to look for the two ships that were captained by the two folks, the Dragonborn and the Bugbear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dragonborn and Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin, sorry.
Yeah, oh good. Another goblinoid. Yes, very easy to spot amongst these merchant ships. They kind of almost have like a space that could be occupied, but aren't on either side. Kind of like when a bunch of, bikers show up. It's like, don't touch the scary bikers' motorcycles, honey. We don't need that trouble. The Blackthorn is a massive warship. It is most identifiable because it actually has dragon bones incorporated into its structure. It actually has the ribs of the dragon, which go around as struts around the ship, and then a large dragon skull, which has been placed as the figurehead. The sails seem to have a magical quality to them. They kind of shimmer in the sunlight a little bit. I wouldn't say you'd necessarily be able to tell exactly what's going on with them just yet. That's the Blackthorn. The Midnight Queen, which is right next to it, that one has an adamantine structure to it, much like the Redemption does. Let me pull up here. It also has a number of. They both have upgraded weaponry. Is what I'll say. They have arcane cannons. The warship has a number of them. The Midnight Queen is a sailing ship, much like the Redemption is. So it is a little bit smaller, a little bit sleeker, and has a few more guns than yours do. They occupy all of their gun ports, whereas you all don't necessarily just yet. The wood also seems to have a magical quality to it as well. It is not just like standard material plain wood. There is an extra level of something which has been put into it. And yes, you can see that there are sailors aboard both. Not a lot. From where you are, you could maybe spot a handful. You're guessing probably no more than 10 to 15 on either vessel.
Okay. So my question, Derek, I don't know, but Keisha might know, just having been on a ship these last almost 2 years now. Which one would be the bigger threat to our ships?
So bigger threat just in like ship to ship combat is probably going to be the warship.
Correct.
It has more guns. It has less maneuverability, but if you get caught out of nowhere and the warship can catch you, that's not great. That's kind of what happened with the Bloodhound.
Mhm.
Was you were able to disable the Bloodhound and get out of range, but you couldn't take too many hits from it.
But we are faster than that, probably, potentially.
You are faster. You would probably be perhaps slightly faster, if not as fast as the Midnight Queen, and that's the danger of that one. Is in like head-to-head arena fight, you would definitely lose one-on-one against the Blackthorn, but the Midnight Queen can catch you in the long run.
Okay.
Because she's fast.
All right. I think I'm going to start with the dragon ship.
Okay.
And I'm going to start heading into, like, I'm going to be cat-like. I'm going to be a cat. I'm just going to I own the place. I straight up own this ship.
Yeah, even as a cat, there are ropes that are tying it to the dock. You're able to scurry up one of those ropes just as, like that's how rats get on board.
Yeah, exactly.
And seeing a cat climb aboard is good luck. No one's going to stop you. You're a cat.
Exactly. I'm a cat. I keep mice away. And I want to look around. I want to get a lay of the ship and like where everybody's walking. And I would like to attempt to do the following. I've been debating the best way to do this, but I think the best way to do this would be attempt to find a knife of some sort.
Okay.
Transform into, I'm sure I've seen monkeys on Ascension Isle.
Sure. Oh, so you've seen a monkey? Yeah.
And I don't think cutting these sails are a smart choice because I don't know what they do, and it might not even work because they seem magic. But if I cut as many ropes as I can, that would be taking time for them to get back up.
Sure. Okay. There are just about, like I said, about 10 to 15, I think there's 12 sailors aboard the Blackthorn that are all just kind of going about their business. A couple of them are sitting around whittling. There are a few that are, swabbing the deck, kind of just like they're idling about. They are whoever was left on the ship to guard or just be here. Maybe, this is just where they hang out too, because they don't want to be in town right now.
Fair.
Finding a knife on a pirate ship is easy. They leave knives everywhere. It's terribly unsafe for children. So you would find just a dagger just stuck into the wood where somebody was carving their initials, and would easily be able to get a hold of that. And then chib form.
I'm going to try and do this as out of sight as possible. Okay. Are there anybody in the sails right now? Or like the nest?
Everybody is on the deck. There's nobody that you can see in the crow's nest. There's nobody that's working on any of the sails.
Okay.
Give me a stealth roll as the chimp. Since you're a little bit bigger and people are like, oh, cats are good luck. What are chimps? Good
what
luck,
is the monkey
luck?
Doing here? I need to check something first before I finish that. 1 second.
What's the climate of the Keys? What biome are we in?
These are tropical. These are tropical islands. Yeah.
I checked that. That's fine. Cool.
Yeah, you are actually almost as close to the equator as you can get. You're just like on the southern edge of the equator from where Ascension Isle is.
That is a 21 actually. With the I'm using the baboon stat bot, but I'm pretty sure it's close enough.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, yeah, I will say, kind of like swinging around, you're able just to like stay out of the corner of the sailor's eyes. They're just idling about. They don't seem to notice you, and with a knife in hand, you go to cut some ropes.
Yeah, let's see how that goes.
I'm
probably gonna aim for like not all the way because I don't want them to fall now, but like once it gets a strong wind.
Mm-hmm. Let's because there's some thicker ropes as well. So I'm thinking there's a couple of ways we can do this. We can do an attack roll. We could do sleight of hand. We could do like 3 attack rolls and average them out.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like what the best way to do this would be, just because I'm proficient. Would you let me have proficiency because it's technically hands?
Yeah. These are hands. You don't have as much of an opposable thumb, but it doesn't. I mean, you can grip a knife.
Right. So instead of it'll be a 5 plus 2 for baboon stat block, so that'd be a +7. All right, you want to do 3 rolls?
Yeah, let's do 3 rolls. Let's average it out. You're cutting rope, so it's not going to be super difficult, but this is going to be to see like how quickly you can cut through these ropes, how many you can get through before somebody starts noticing that the sails are flapping about.
I got a 10, a 14, and above a 20.
Okay, what was the above the 20, just so I can average it?
25.
Okay, so 10.
Those are the attack
14.
rolls.
Those are the attack rolls. Perfect. That's all I'm looking for. And then we're going to divide that by 3, and you've got a 16. So you're definitely cutting through the ropes pretty quickly. You're able to cut through some of the what I'll call sail lock ropes that actually kind of start to cause the sails to lose their, like they're all pulled up at this point. They're stowed away, and you start to see as one edge drops, and then the other. And then the wind starts to catch it. And the wind in this dock is, it's kind of blowing back and forth a little bit. It's actually causing the ship to move just a little bit. And you cut a couple more. The mainsail loosens, falls out. At that point, the sailors start to notice, and they start to go over to the ropes where you are long gone. And they're finding these frayed lines, trying to retie them, as the mainsail is now causing the ship to jolt in this dock, where on either side there are plank walkways, and this ship is almost fighting its way out at this point, with this dragon head at the front lurching forward. Sailors from the other ship are now trying to come over and steady it, as it is kind of like causing the posts of the dock to groan in as the resistance of this ship pulling against them. And then those ropes start to snap. And very quickly, this ship is fighting its way out as you cut a few more lines. And the mizzenmast is fully unleashed, and you now have a ship that is fighting to get out into the harbor. Are you staying on board, or would you like
absolutely
to use
the fuck not.
Okay.
As soon as
Would you
as soon as like stuff started to go, I'm like, this is good enough. I'm out.
Would you like to use this chaos to jump to the Midnight Queen?
Is there anyone over there?
There are, but a few of those people have come over because they've seen their sister ship having some issues.
Yes, absolutely. I will input an image of this chaos into everyone's mind. It might be a good idea to like start heading back to our ships.
You head over to the Midnight Queen. Go ahead and give me another stealth roll, as like people are a little more attentive to what's going on right now.
That's debatable, but okay.
People are scared, and scared people take in more information. That's
okay. All right, we ready?
You do have a distraction, but
okay. I'm gonna use. That's okay, but I'm gonna use an advantage. One of my advantages. Like, it's not the worst, but it's not as high as I would like it.
Fair.
I will take the 15 that I initially rolled.
15. Okay. All right. And we'll keep the attack, because the attack you had is sufficient for cutting the ropes. Are you still slicing through sail ropes on this, or are you looking to disable the ship in another way?
The sails are up, right?
Yes, they are all. The word is escaping me, but yes, none of the sails are unfurled. They are furled. There we go. Worked our way backwards. They are furled to make sure that the ship doesn't, catch wind and fight its way out of the dock, which is happening.
These sails, do they seem magical?
Yes, they have a magical quality to them that is different than what the vibe you're getting, I guess, from the Blackthorn.
I'm not super knowledgeable on magic, but can I try and see maybe like what they might be?
Yeah, go ahead and just give an Arcana roll.
17.
17 is pretty good. You would guess that these are very similar, especially to what you've seen of your Everfull sails, and that this is probably a hunter ship. That the sails don't need wind. It's a fast ship. It's meant for chasing. The ram on the front would also indicate that it is a ship meant for just plowing straight ahead.
Okay. So, but it's not like something like similar to like the mast, not the masthead, but like the siren on our ship that has like a defensive quality. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
I know magical items are harder to destroy, so I would like to test to see if I can cut the actual sails themselves first. If they will cut, I will just start I will saw at the furled sails. If not, then I will go over back to the ropes.
This will need a separate attack roll if you were going after the sails, because much like you were saying,
fine.
It is more difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Just straight up attack roll?
Yes.
Okay. That is a 23.
23 will absolutely cut through it. It's definitely more resistance as you're cutting through, but you get the idea that if you can make a cut and slide your little, use your chimp body weight, or even if you become something heavier, you can really do some damage to these sails.
I'm just going to try and get holes in them. It doesn't need to be a lot, because Everfull sails will give you wind, but once you start putting holes in things, it's gonna be immediately less effective. So I'd rather get a bunch of holes and smaller tears in there than try and do a cool ride down the sails moment.
So you start poking holes. You're literally cheeseclothing, making a sponge out of the main sail. I'm going to have pirates see if they can detect you.
That's fair.
And rolled exactly a 15. So you start to hear some shouts from below that are directed your way of, "Hey, what's that monkey doing? Stop it, monkey! Who gave that monkey a knife? Someone stop that monkey!"
How many, what are the general races of these pirates that have caught my attention, that have seen me?
You have a human, a goblin, and a dragonborn who are pointing at you right now. Among them are kobold. The dragonborn is, let's say, green in color. And yeah, you will also see among everybody else are goblinoids, humans, dwarves, actually a couple elves, and kobolds.
All right, I would like to.
And half races as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. I was mostly asking if there's any seafaring ones.
No. Nobody you can see has any sort
Skills.
of natural ability to breathe underwater. What you can see.
All right, cool. In that case, I would actually like to get as close as I can, still out of reach, and actually dive into the water.
Okay. All right. Yes. I'm going to have 2 crossbow shots as they finally do manage to get a couple of light crossbows to shoot at you. That is going to be a 12, and that is a 10. I don't believe. Do either of those hit a chimp?
The 12 technically does hit.
Okay.
I'm seeing if there's anything I can do to negate that.
Yeah, you do have your uncanny dodge.
Yes, I think that would still count.
Yeah, you should still have that.
But the uncanny dodge is against damage.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if you'd have any other abilities. It is 5 points of piercing damage, so if you can dodge that away.
So 5 points divided by 2, and I think it rounds down.
Okay, so 2 points.
So I have 1 hit point left.
Okay, all right.
I'm still a chimp. So I will jump into the water, go as deep as I can. Is this clear water, or how clear is it?
Very brackish. You're right up at the docks. It is very, very brackish because all the ships are doing is kicking up dirt and muck and everything else.
I'm gonna dive as deep as I can. I should be fine for holding my breath that long.
Mm-hmm.
Turn it back into a centaur, and I will swim back to the ship underwater.
Okay. All right. You all got the message from Acacia that the ships are in chaos. We're going to cut back to Scarlet then. So, Scarlet, did you think about my offer at all? Would you have any interest in joining the most righteous of navies that there ever has been, becoming a privateer for the 3 emperors themselves?
I would like you to answer this, honestly. I know you're very honest. Do I look like somebody who does righteous?
No, and that's kind of the point of why I'm asking. Have you ever just wanted to let someone else wash the blood off of your hands? They're very gentle, the Empire. They pay very nicely. I feel like you have quite a bit of blood to wash off.
It is blood that is well deserved. Blood I put on my own hand, so I will wash it off myself.
Then I suppose you are more righteous than I gave you credit for.
Like I said, I don't want to be under somebody else's boot. I was under Eula's for 10 years.
We're all under someone's boot, Scarlet. Sometimes the boot just smells nicer.
I am my own person. My ships are my own. My crews are my own. I answer to no one.
Tycho looks down at you. You are very stubborn. You will likely die horribly, but I respect it.
See, I can get behind that honesty.
I don't let anyone behind me.
Fair. I need to be going. It was lovely catching up with you. Pass a message on to the Tombstone twins, will you? They should have better luck next time for getting us. I'll be waiting.
I will gladly pass that message along, Scarlet. You be safe. I will see you in a few leagues.
You say so. I will get up from the table and saunter away. And as soon as my heels hit that ledge outside the door, I am gone. And I hope Proximus and Winnie are following. I do not put
Winnie, who's upstairs and doesn't see you leave? Yeah.
You have been getting the messages, though.
Of, all right, let's go. We're out.
When he dives out
Back
the
to
second
the
floor
ship.
window. Does the
Proximus,
somersault.
catch her.
I need
Yes,
to know if
Proximus, what
Proximus
do
is
you
getting
do?
his White Russian or not.
Yes, Proximus got a White Russian. Not from the pirates, but just the bartender was like, "You need anything? You've been like, what is the
Literally
word? Like
just sitting here.
looming is the?
Lurking.
Yeah, you've been just sultrily looking at the room for a few hours. This is...
Proximus calls Smokey over as soon as he sees Scarlet leave, and as he sees her go out the door, he'll kind of, I don't know. I feel like he wouldn't do like a bolt, but he would definitely.
Proximus, this is when you cast darkness. Now is when you cast darkness.
Especially as the pirates are like, "Where'd that weird dog thing come from?
Right.
Was that under our table?"
Yeah, Smokey goes out the door after Scarlet. Then yeah, I'll 100%. 2 sorcery points, Eyes of the Darkness, and there's just I cast it on myself, and there's just this 15-foot dark shadow that leaves.
Was it stationary?
Everybody
or
in
does
the
it follow
road is
you?
like avoiding this bubble of blackness that just.
Right.
Well,
What is
Was it? Is
this?
it stationary or does it follow you?
I thought it was stationary.
You cast it on something, and so if
Don't
I
cast
cast
it on
it,
yourself, cast it in the tavern so we can just go. There's a distraction.
Follow that bubble.
right as I get outside, I could just drop it. So, yeah.
Just you gotta be extra as fuck.
Of course.
Pirates are looking under the table like, is there a zoo down there? Is there like a pet? Like,
There was a cat. There was a weird
don't want
eel
them
dog
to-
thing.
I just
There's a
don't want them
Petco
to
down there.
see Proximus. It's just they don't know what this shadow is, but it's a shadow that leaves.
fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. We will say that Winnie, I'm presuming you also exit the bar.
I went upstairs.
Right, but are you exiting or are you staying in the bar?
Eventually I'll be exiting, but I need to know, like, did he fall
Oh, we never
asleep?
got your roll. We never got your roll for the sleep. I
I
apologize.
did. 46 points.
Knocked out,
Okay.
conked, and then some.
I
Like
wanna leave...
there's a kobold downstairs who also passes out, but you don't know it.
I've never used it before successfully. Like, I don't know my own power. Winnie's gonna write the, like, fastest note and put it next to, like, a glass of water next to the bed and, like, hey, I'm real sorry. You just sort of, like, passed out mid-sentence and I hope you're okay. I'm gonna go get some help.
Yeah,
Well,
he was
I mean,
taking a boot off. He's like, actually, let me tell you about the greatest treasure of Halvornuk and the way to avoid all of its dangers. And then just passes out.
I think to, like, sell the whole thing, Winnie would go so far as to leave, like, a piece of clothing behind, like, nothing important, but something to, like, make it seem like she was also, like, involved. This is, like, the biggest performance for no payoff.
Yeah, none of this is necessary.
No. And, like, hey, I hope you're okay, but if you're ever in Tour, like, drop me a line. I'll probably be there eventually. Peace.
Peace. Yeah, great. Okay.
And does he have anything super identifiable? You know what? No, it doesn't matter. It's not like I need his wallet or car keys. Winnie is going to jog downstairs, probably in the middle of all this darkness business. She's going to tell the bartender, like, hey, I think there's a guy upstairs in room 8 that needs a little medical attention or something. He just kind of passed out. I'm gonna... I gotta go, like, I got a meeting or something. Dentist appointment. Okay, thanks, bye. And she's also going to exit. And in the mental link... I am so sorry, y'all. In the mental link, she's going to ask, hey, I have to use my actual Weenie voice now. Hey, Acacia, did you get to the ships and everything?
Oh, they're so fucked.
Perfect. Excellent. I'm a little worried about this, like, siege equipment, y'all, that they've been bringing in. So I'm gonna make a little quick stopover, but, I will catch up with you. No, I still got a little twang in there, don't I? I'll catch up with you super quick. I just have to make a quick stop, at Bay 24. Hey, is that anywhere close to where you were, Acacia, with the chaos and everything?
Derek?
Acacia was like in the high teens, so I mean, relatively close, probably couple hundred feet away.
And where were we parked?
You were parked out, like you didn't come into dock. You parked out in the harbor.
We longboated.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you dropped anchor out in the harbor, which a number of other ships had done.
Take the boat. If you need it, I'll meet you out somewhere soon, I hope. And Winnie is going to duck into an alley and disguise self into Crag Stonebeard and scoot on down to the docks. And I just have to say, it's 10 a.m. Is that what you just said? Did Derek just leave?
Roughly?
Oh, okay. It's like, is he just done with my shenanigans?
That was kind of a joke. It was it's probably like mid-afternoon.
Okay, so it is light out. Like, this whole, like, monkey scampering slashing.
This is all done with daylight. Yes.
Broad daylight. Okay. Bold choice then to, like, try and pick someone up at, like, 11 a.m. in the morning. Whatever, it's fine.
They're dwarves. It's 10 o'clock somewhere, is what they say.
You have disguised self into Crag Stonebeard.
You're a Crag Stonebeard.
I'm now Crag Stonebeard, and I feel like, is Proximus running? Proximus is walking. I feel like Proximus has that, like, cool guy stride.
Yeah, he's got a pace to him. Yeah.
He knows how to speed walk.
Naruto run.
Oh my god.
He just swims through the air. I'm going so much faster.
Oh my god. I feel like I, as Craig, would, like, be scooting by Proximus at some point and just, like, does the, like, baseball pat on the butt, like, as she passes, just like a good game, tag, you're it. And, like, in the mental link, just like, I'm on a mission, don't mind me. Is it darkness in the middle of the street? Maybe not, because I can't see shit in the middle of the darkness.
No, I thought
I dropped it as soon as I got outside. Yeah.
Anyway, my ultimate purpose in being Craig is I want to know where they are moving the goods to. I assume a local warehouse or something.
Yes, that is what Craig indicated. Yes, they were stored in the warehouse.
Okay. Then I probably did not need to disguise myself as Craig.
Well, you're Craig now. What are you doing?
Well, I'm Craig now. I'm going to go to the
Listen,
warehouse.
we don't always in the morning plan on being
goose
Craig
and
for the
random
day, but
tritons on the street. Get out of here.
Make Craganade. You know, when life gives you Craig, make Craganade.
I'm going to check my notes in 2 weeks and be like, why does it just say Craganade?
Why does it say make Craganade?
Where did all my other notes go? The word Craganade just gets bigger and bigger. I'm going to go to the warehouse And I would like to get inside.
Okay.
I would like to saunter up. I'm no longer Triton slapping and
so heading
scampering.
towards the number 24, you find the Silverwind, and they are actually
well, if I don't
unloading
need to
the
go
ship.
to the ship.
Well, you don't know
Okay.
what warehouse it's being stored in.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I'm giving Winnie the clues to follow. So you can see that they are actually unloading the siege weaponry from this ship. That this is a rather large, kind of sharper edged dwarven ship. Not from Sharper Edge, but it has more geometric designs to it. If it was from Sharper Edge, it'd be too expensive. But they have opened the front and they are unloading, kind of like an AC-130. Like the bay kind of drops down, and they're able to unload things from there. So they have a number of siege weapons that are coming out. Most of them you would recognize as being variations of arcane cannons. There's some arcane ballista as well, and also some mortars. Everything is either has wheels and is being loaded onto a sled for the sand, or is already on a sled to be loaded, because there's all heavy stuff. But there are dwarves working along with a number of Imperial guards. But does disguise itself also disguise your clothing?
I think it can.
Okay. We'll say you've taken the full image of Craig. So wearing the Axion tabard, yeah. The Imperial guards don't stop you as you are walking up. You look official enough. One of the older dwarves that's standing by looks back at you. Craig, you're not supposed to be here. Go back. I'm not paying you overtime.
Winnie is going to. I am going to take a flask out of my bag and just sort of salute it and turn and kind of saunter off. I'm pretty sure it doesn't alter my voice, so I'm not saying anything. And
back on the sauce again. Probably trying to pick up women at the bar.
I get weirdly indignant because he said this was like a not something he always does. So they're going to two different places. Some via the sand.
No, they're single line. They are all going towards the warehouse. Everything is being like put on sleds in the sand. Unnecessary detail, but wheels don't work well in sand, which is the only reason I'm saying it.
Yeah.
So they are moving stuff up until they get to like the cobblestone where the actual roads are, and then they're taking them off the sled. So they basically created a ramp system for things to get, and then the dwarves and Imperial guards are escorting all of the siege weapons down this row of storage, like large storage warehouses. And you can certainly follow them along.
I sure am.
Whatever your supervisor was kind of yelled at you, but no one gives you crap as you're walking along there because you look like you're supposed to be there.
Sure. I am going to head off and away, like I'm going back towards the tavern, and I'm going to.
The younger dwarf goes, "Go get him, Craig! I believe in you. I know you've been striking out a lot lately."
I'm gonna get like around a corner or up a couple blocks and dip down another alley or behind some tarps or boxes or bags or whatever, and I'm going to disguise self again into my supervisor, Craig's supervisor.
Sure.
And I'm going
white-haired
to
dwarf, also bald, beard that forks out. Yeah.
Perfect. And even though it's illusion, like Winnie just really wants to do the like beard tug. She probably wanted to do this as Craig too, but like can't because they're not real. Just like
it's like two little handles. Just hold on to them for comfort.
And I don't know exactly like how this is arranged, but like essentially I would like to go across and down another street so that like I don't end up face to face with the supervisor again, but down near like where the warehouse would be.
Okay, sure.
And
you can see the warehouse that they are loading stuff into. They have a large double door that is opened. Otherwise, there is no other entrance except for windows that are about 20 feet off the ground.
I am going to storm up to I assume there's someone like at the door, like
there are guards. I mean, they're
open?
literally moving the stuff in right now. So there are guards posted on either side of the door, and then an ants go marching line of siege weapons that are all working their way into an orderly place within the warehouse. So there are dwarves maneuvering everything. They have the horses that are pulling them on the streets as well. So they have like small wagons. There's a horse that'll pull it in, then they'll take the horse around, then another one. So it's a little slow going, but they are getting the stuff in there.
I feel like Winnie might know this. What's one of the most common dwarven names? Like what's
I mean,
Steve
probably
or the Jacques of
something Nordic sounding, like
Sven.
Crag was actually a pretty common name. Yeah, Finn, Thror, Balin, Dwalin, Feely Keely,
Great.
Oingloin, Biffer, Buffer, Bofer.
In the in the mind link, 4 hours, is
Thorin.
that how long you said it was?
I
I made that up, honestly.
2 hours.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, we're
think we'll
getting
be
to the end
okay.
of that for sure.
Am I
We're stretched
past
in.
it?
No,
I'm
you're
still-
still in it.
Hey, also, I don't know if I actually said that I was going to the warehouse down by the docks, but I'm here and I'm about to do something really foolish. No one needs to come. I'm okay, but, I just wanted you to know, in case I don't actually ever come back. Okay, love you, bye.
I love you too. I just fucked up 2 ships. This can't be worse. It's fine. You're good.
I just made myself known to Empire Privateers, so we're all really doing great tonight. Don't die.
Proximus
Okay.
is the one with the most head low right now.
Yeah.
Rox was like, I have a dog.
I think Proxus is gonna take to this guy at this point. Yep.
Okay, yeah, let's all just make bad ideas. All right.
I stand
Let's all make
corrected.
poor decisions.
Let's fly back to the ship.
Smokey just looks up at you and just gives a paw, bye.
Carry him. Carry that doggo.
Yes, I grab him under my arm and we take off.
Big eel tongue is just flying out of his
Yeah.
mouth. It's way too long. Yeah. It has a separate mouth on it because that's what eels do.
Oh.
Eels have inner jaws. They have their outer mouth,
sure
and then
do.
like a fucking xenomorph, they've got a little mouth
Stop.
inside. It's true.
Yo.
It's factual.
What?
Yeah, it's
Michael's
upsetting.
I regret an eel hound.
I do. Actually, at this point. Out of all the options, why?
All right, Winnie, what's the plan?
Bold of you to assume there's a plan. Winnie is going to approach the first, well, not the first dwarf she sees, but one of them on her route. They look like ship dwarves, right? Not like Pelennor Keys dwarves.
I mean, you can judge by the clothing that they're wearing. Like, there are a bunch of
Yeah.
dwarves wearing the same thing you are.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
That is whomst I would like to approach. Is
Okay.
Probably the most bored or frustrated looking dwarf.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm
Yeah,
gonna
there is one who is just very similar to you. There's armor incorporated into it as well.
Sure.
It's leather, but yes, there is one with a handlebar. Or not handlebar. What do you call it? Like, it comes all the way down, like that one
Fu
wrestler,
Manchu?
that one guy
Goatee?
from the. No, because it doesn't go right. It's the one guy from that biker thing that threw the chair in the meme. Anyway, he's got the Hulk Hogan essentially. There we go. Everybody nodded at that. And you see him kind of leaning and just he's standing by the door, just literally just doing this, all right, And that's one more. Okay, we will be here all fucking day.
Winnie is going to do her best to imitate the voice. And I'm just going to storm up to him and growl. I think a lot of growling would be involved in the voice. A lot of harshness, like perhaps I've been yelling a lot. Have you seen what do we say? Throm? Is that one of the names you said? Popular dwarf name?
Sure.
Sven,
Throm, sure. Something with
Sure.
a CH sound that isn't necessarily
Yeah.
just Thor. Yeah, he stands up straight. Scoring! I'm very sorry. You always say if you got time to lean, you have time to clean your axe. I have not seen Throm in all day. I thought he had the day off.
Part of the problem.
Not the
Damn
solution.
fool lost
You're
some
right.
paperwork.
Oh. That's
Have you checked all the
weird.
shipments in there?
Certain Throm was illiterate, but sure.
He wasn't reading it. He was supposed to
Holding
take it.
it.
Doesn't matter.
I'm sorry. Yes, sir. Of course. What would you like me to do about this?
Are all the shipments inside secure?
This will be the last one, and they will be secured once the doors are locked. And then it's no longer
I don't
our
have time
problem.
for this. I need you to watch for the ballistas.
Are you
and I
all
need you
right?
to
Your
make
voice
sure-
sounds.
No,
sorry,
I've been
continue.
yelling all morning. Everyone is incompetent today. Also, maybe I'm coming down with something.
Of course.
I don't answer to you. Why am I explaining myself? I need you to have someone check all the incoming ballistas for paperwork. It should be a sheaf of papers. I'm going to go check the ones that are already in there. If you see Throm, I'm looking for him. And I'm just going to walk past
Noted.
him.
What's your spell save DC?
Not good. Probably.
Doesn't matter. I rolled a 1.
Hell yeah. Spell save is 18 or 16. I don't
Okay.
know which one you would pick.
Well, it depends on whether you're casting it as artificer or as a bard.
Detect magic is artificer, so 18.
Well, I'm sorry. The disguise self is what I was asking for.
I'm sorry, did I say detect magic? I meant disguise self
Yes.
is also artificer. But
Okay. Okay. So the dwarf you were talking to goes running off to see if he could find Thrum and also get all the paperwork in order. The last of the siege weapons is brought in, lined up alongside all of the others, and then one of the Imperial guards looks to you. Hi, we're going to be out here. You can look up whenever you're ready, but we're going to stand guard as this is technically Imperial property now, so
yes,
do whatever you
that's
need
fine.
to do and get the fuck out is what I was saying. Fucking dwarves. And the doors close behind you but do not lock.
Yeah.
You are otherwise alone in here.
Cool. I am going to do a quick casting of detect magic
Yeah.
to see if there's anything out of place. I know a lot of the siege weapons are probably going to be
All of them.
yeah.
All of them
But
ping.
is there anything else or anything interesting or anything I should really know?
As much as I want to give you something for this,
It's more
Yeah,
like a
the sil-
safety thing. I want to be sure that there's not like
so you get the concept that like the doors have a spell on them. The doors have the spell alarm cast on them.
Sure.
But they aren't locked right now, so you wouldn't have an issue with that. There's probably also an arcane lock that's pinged,
Sure.
but again, not activated. Otherwise, all the siege weaponry is pretty standard. It is magical, but there's nothing that's out of the ordinary besides its standard magical nature. This is just, the Silver Wind, from what you get, was just a shipment that came in, and it's getting passed off to the Empire now. So the Empire is probably going to put it on their own ships and put it wherever they need to. But the dwarves' business is done, and stuff's being stored here.
Okay.
But otherwise, yeah, dirt floor, metal walls. Like I said, one way in, one way out, unless you wanted to break through one of those windows at the top. So the air is very dense in here as well. It's very warm.
Are they very secure windows, does it look like? Or are they
They
just
don't
like...
open.
Okay.
They're just to provide light.
Doesn't matter. Nope, we're fine. I am... So you know how a gun, for example, has a firing pin, which is integral, right?
Sure.
Is that true of, like, arcane weaponry?
There are integral parts to it that, if removed, would cause an issue with their functionality, certainly.
Would it be anything I could quickly snag off a couple of those? Alternatively, okay, so here's, depending on time, because I assume I don't have more than like 10 minutes, I would like to either, as an alchemist, set up a sort of Rube Goldberg-esque Molotov cocktail situation where like a fire doesn't start until after I've gone.
Okay.
Or I would like to steal the equivalent of a bunch of firing pins. I really want to set the warehouse on fire.
Yeah, again, dirt floor, metal walls, and everything in here is like a cannon. A fire might not be the most effective thing. However, what you could take are the arcane foci of these weapons, which is what they utilize. Then essentially there is an arcane focus inside of each of them that focuses the spell, and much as like, as a wizard you might have like an orb or whatever, there is a much larger version to each of these 30 siege weapons. Again, most of them cannons. So you could, as an artificer, know where that is, use your tools and get it out, because it's not going to be just something you can go, oh, this is mine, oh, this is mine. You're going to have to unscrew some plates and whatnot. But you would have an idea. Sleight of hand, which I know you're good at, is what I'm looking for. And we'll see how many you can get here.
Sleight of hand is 28.
28. Okay. Give me a D100 roll with advantage. Anything above 30, you're able to get all of them. Anything fewer, you're not able to get. You get as many as you get.
That's a 78 and a 26.
Okay, so with advantage, the 78, you are able to get all of the arcane foci. You are actually pretty quick about it. You, even in your dwarf form, are swift to jump into one of the cannons, pull off the faceplate on it. You're able to pull out the arcane focus, which is this like roughly hewn gem. Like everything in here is just like quickly made. There's not the craftsmanship that often goes into dwarven manufacturing. Everything here is just brutalist and quick to the point. You go to the next one, same thing, the next one. And you're just jumping from cannon to cannon, from arcane ballista to ballista, pulling out these arcane foci. You're able to remove them from the mortars as well. And while it seems like nothing in here has been messed with, every weapon within this warehouse has been left inert.
Now we have 30 arcane foci.
You do?
Yeah, we do. I am going to take out some papers, I guess, from my bag. Kind of grip them in my hand and storm back out. And
where do you keep the 30 foci?
my bag of holding.
That's
Is that
Do you
a
have
terrible
Jeffrey with
idea?
you?
Did you take
No.
it out of Jeffrey?
I took it out of Jeffrey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I left
Okay.
him, but I took my bag.
I'll say, otherwise, Jeffrey's at one of the windows just going tink, tink, tink. Ah!
I wish. I love the visual, but no.
Okay, because these are like
Yeah.
bowling ball sized. I mean, that's what
Yeah.
we're talking about is, the size of the filter. Okay, so yeah, you were able to toss them all in the bag, grab your papers, you like shove the door open, it hits one of the guards on the side.
It's safe to...
You s-
Hang on. When he would know this, I can't remember. It's safe to just toss them in with my mirror in there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I had to check.
Yeah, it's just an
'cause
arcane focus.
I'm not rebuilding. Well, no, I mean like bowling ball sized heavy thing going
Yeah,
in
they
with a
don't-
mirror.
Th-
Like
th- it's
there's a cushion.
yeah, it's a pocket dimension, so everything just kind of like floats around. It's like, yeah.
I'm
zero
not
G
rebuilding
codes.
that mirror. Is
You're not. I'm not making you.
That was a lot of work.
it was. Yeah, and I'm just going to storm out and head vaguely in the direction of the other ship and do another
The
dog roll.
dockmaster actually approaches you as you're walking out.
Yeah.
Braggy. Great. You have paperwork for me? I have paperwork for you. This is the gentleman you paid at the beginning. He has stopped you as you were storming out, and he is waiting there, and he's like, you have your papers. Are those to complete our business? The Empire thanks you for your generous service, and I have paperwork for you.
Not these. And man, I knew I should have gone with my other original plan for getting out of there. Winnie will kind of half hand her papers over, but they're probably just like the equivalent of like
Are they Jeffrey's drawings?
there is probably a Jeffrey drawing in there, but it's like, I think Winnie has been writing like, this is a secret confession, fan fiction for, that she sends, B. So there's like, I don't know, probably some sort of like popular song or whatever, and this is like an extension of that.
You have CL/fic.
Yours is back at the ship.
Interesting tags. All right. Women love women.
Yep.
Yes. Druid love.
Yep.
Wild shaping.
Yep.
You can have this. You can have this, Braggy. I won't take that from you. I have no use for it. Also, does this coin smell weird to you? It's like this one coin. I thought I stepped in something. It like shoves it like next to your nose. All right, give me a deception check, just for the sake. I was gonna say Constitution saving throw, but you didn't make it stink that bad.
It's 21.
Okay. Huh. Ooh. Oh, all right. Well. All right. Well, maybe it's need to see the cleric. Oh, okay. Well, Braggy, I will check with the ship then before it departs tomorrow. Thank you again, and the Empire thanks you. Well, goodbye.
Yeah.
And he gestures for the guards then to lock up, seal the doors, and place the arcane lock on it.
As soon as Winnie is around a corner and somewhere she feels vaguely safe, she's going to absolutely drop disguise self and make leg for the longboat if it's still there, or the ship.
Yeah, I think you're the only one.
You.
I think Scarlet and Woody are the only two that are taking the long
We have
boat.
to take the boat back.
I know, but Proximus flew, Acacia swam.
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
true. Scarlet,
So,
the one
yes.
who's like, I gotta get out of here, is like,
This boat's nice.
I'm sorry that took
okay.
forever, but also arcane foci?
Well done.
Then if we're gonna fuck up anything to fuck up the Empire is highly encouraged.
Always encouraged.
You all make it back to. This is what ship did you bring in? Was it the Redemption?
Yeah, we bring in the Redemption because it's faster. And
Right.
Mercy goes. We catch
Okay.
up with it later.
So, you were able to board the Redemption once again and take to the waves. And
Wait, Derek, I got a
Any-
question.
yeah,
How's that ship situation going while we're waiting for Winnie?
Akeisha, as your ship weighs anchor, you can swear you start seeing the Blackthorn actually drifting off into the harbor and smashing into another ship. Like, not hard, but just like enough of a fender bender that you're watching this other much smaller vessel. Like, people are jumping overboard to avoid this like fishing boat getting smashed by this fucking dragon ship. And yeah, it's absolute chaos. And as you all look behind you for several leagues, especially after those first couple of leagues, if Scarlet was to look back, you would find no one following you. Okay.
Scarlet. Do you think
Yes.
Do you think that they know it was us that fucked with their ships?
If I remember correctly, Fane was never the smartest.
All right. So gloating
Well,
in them.
yes.
So gloating
Smart
via
enough.
sending is probably not the best idea.
No. We will just let things be and hope we never see them again.
I was only seen on one ship, and it was Monkey.
Well done. I love
Somehow
doing weird shit with all of you.
So, taking back to the waves after your first encounter with an Imperial island, you all are planning to sail to Umberley's Eye, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
We got some
So-
kittens to go see.
Babies.
We have a baby to see.
Baby.
A baby.
So you have about 3.5 weeks to get there. Is there anything significant anyone would like to achieve in those 3.5 weeks?
I would like to pull rank and order my crew to start. This probably would have been earlier too, not probably in the last few weeks. Start practicing combat without vision.
Okay.
And I would have passed that along to Connery as well.
All right.
Scarlet herself is doing the same thing.
I will actually train with all of y'all without holding my dagger of blind sight, and I will also practice.
Great. Okay.
That's smart.
Okay. Let's see.
It is very smart.
I'm smart sometimes.
Are we also still doing our elder lessons?
I was about to ask. Yeah.
Marcus is
Okay.
just
If
doing
you were
it.
doing elder
Like
lessons,
catch him up.
Scarlet, you can choose what skill you would like to use to teach, and if you are learning, you can use what skill you would like to learn.
I don't remember what I used last time. I think
It could be like the things that make sense are like, you know, charisma if you're a very
Yeah.
charismatic teacher, or wisdom if you're like, okay, I understand that this is your learning style, this is how we're going to learn. Or intelligence is like, this is what it says, learn this.
Okay, Rollin.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with charisma.
As I'm working in education now, I'm realizing that, like, you know, making somebody read out of a book is not always the best.
That is
Um,
a dirty 20 for charisma.
Beautiful. And then Acacia, because you have a dialect, I think we've determined that if you use wisdom, you have advantage. And Winnie, like I said, you can use intelligence, you can use wisdom, Winnie could use charisma.
No, please, thank you. Let her use intelligence.
I think when I first started out, I started using intelligence, but then I'm just like, this isn't working, so I'm trying to intuitively use the help of the dialect I know, and like, I'm working it all, meshing it all together, basically.
Yeah, feel your way through it.
Just a wisdom
Okay.
roll, right? Not a skill check.
Correct. Yeah, just a wisdom
That's
roll
fine.
with advantage.
Oh, with advantage. Thank
I-
you.
Well,
I
Acacia
have
has
advantage.
Winnie does
yeah, it
not.
makes a lot more sense.
Because Acacia has druidic.
17.
So Winnie, what was your roll with intelligence?
I'm sorry, it was 15.
15? Okay. Acacia?
17.
17. Okay. Solid rolls all around. Great teaching from Scarlet. Acacia picking up with those like innate kind of feelings. Like you're not trying to study what the word means, but more like how it feels, what it's the essence of it is, kind of passing it through that druidic filter and being like, okay, in druidic, I get that it means, like the semblance of a forest, but maybe in Elder, it means this is a forest. Like, instead of being like, oh, this is the spirit of a river, it's like, no, this is the word for stream, and that makes more sense. Stop. We don't need to do the spirit bullshit. Whitney, you are getting all the stuff when Scarlet puts it up on a chalkboard that I'm sure Trosho found somewhere. You are getting all of the like pronunciations right, all of the accents to it. And I will say that you all, those are all successful rolls. You are one step closer to being proficient in Elder. Fantastic job. Okay.
I would also show the entire tattoo to Acacia if she wanted to see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Strip almost naked in my captain's quarters for Acacia.
Fine. I don't give a shit about nudity.
Hello to Scarlet.
Like to spend a little time between all of those other things working on the detect magic goggles, which I have not crossed off, so I assume I have not completed that.
Okay. Give me a I guess a tinker roll. I mean, you have your tinker tools. So it's a tool check, which is kind of what we're doing. So yeah, I would even give you you're already proficient in Arcana, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's call this an Arcana roll plus double proficiency. We'll call this an expertise roll.
So I'm adding my proficiency twice?
Correct. To your
so
roll.
I have a plus 21?
No. What's your proficiency bonus right now?
Oh no, because it's already in... My proficiency bonus is 5.
Okay, so it's plus 10.
Yes.
Okay. So plus 10 to your roll.
Okay.
Plus 10 plus your applicable skill if there is one.
Yeah, well, because, that's why I was confused, because Arcana, I have a plus 11.
Okay.
So it's
yes.
just plus 10.
It's... Okay, so roll a dice, add your intelligence modifier, and your proficiency bonus twice.
Okay, so it's 13. My intelligence modifier is 5. So that's 18. My
18.
proficiency is 5.
28.
So
that's
23.
23. Okay.
Yes, it's going to be 28 in total. Okay.
Okay. It's ruining my life.
Yeah, so like with expertise, rogues get expertise. It basically adds the proficiency bonus twice because you're doing something that you would already have expertise in doing. Because we're adding the tools to it, I figured that was a fair way of doing that.
Yeah.
So what you were going to get them with a 28 is give me, if you work on this one more time within a span of 2 weeks or greater, you will have and it gets over 20, you will have a complete set of detect magic goggles.
Okay, so I can't do anything for 2 weeks. I mean, like,
basically, you're taking up your 3 weeks.
Yes.
With also working on them. So the next time that you have a span of 2 weeks or greater, if you give me a roll that is over 20, you will have a complete yes. Yeah, because it's not like you do this in one day. It's taking time to put the spell in there. Yeah. Okay, so the 3.5 weeks pass. You all crest around the horn of Karina and come upon a very familiar sight. And as you are just cresting around that horn with the eastern sun off to your port, you would see the very verdant green island, the donut-shaped center of all religion that is Umberlee's Eye before you. And as you pull into dock and you set foot upon those sands where a lot of change happened for all of you, a place that was a midway point before, a midway point again, no longer being rushed, I would say, chased by the pressures of those who were fleeing their home. This time you are going to a home that has been lost for some time. But on these familiar sands, as your ship pulls in, a familiar Flitton, much bigger than she was the last time you saw her, flies down to your ship, and Serona and Demona both fly up to greet her, and 3 of the Flittons are united once again as you all step foot on this island. That is where we will end this session.
For flavor, can I also just say that Acacia also played her flute?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Nice new shiny flute.
Did you want to cast any spells with that? Did you want to give anything away of what that is?
Negative. There is no reason
enough.
to cast any of those spells.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Great. Thank you all for joining us for another episode of Horizons Call. This is the penultimate episode. Next episode, which will be in 2 weeks, will be our finale. So we are taking next week off just for the holiday weekend. So, people can relax, spend time with family, and just, otherwise veg out. But yes, in 2 weeks on December 2nd, I believe is the date. I'm going to double check that so I'm not talking out of my ass. We will be back. Hey, I was right, with the finale. And then after that, we are taking a little over a month off so we can do some planning and reorganizing of this as well, so I can get all of my notes together. But yeah, thank you again for joining us. Thank you for the tips that you have given. We're looking forward to so much more with this story, so much more with this cast. I'm going to have these lovely people say a little bit about themselves, and we'll go around, see if we can find more of them. But before that, I do want to reiterate that, again, if you do want to show any type of tipping support to them, you can do so through our Pally. Pally.gg is the tool that we use. Evenly distributes anything that you are generous and able enough to tip, and shows a little love to these people, and also impacts our game. You can always do so when a game is not on. It just gets fast forwarded to whatever the next game is. So if you want to complicate stuff on a Wednesday, more power to it. If you want to give crits all around, that's very kind of you. You can do it on a Thursday. Okay, all that said, I'm going to go last and do channel stuff. But Mare, if you don't mind starting us out, where can we find more of your lovely self?
Hello, I'm Mare. You can find me on Twitter, Blue Sky, and Tumblr at Archmage of Dice, even though I'm not really using it right now. This is my home-based channel right now, so obviously here and for the rest of Season 3, you can find me here at 6 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays, Horizons Call. You can also find me here on December 9th at, we haven't figured out a time yet. I gotta nail down that time with I see your look, Eva. I realize I didn't actually give everyone the time calls, so that might be a small revision. Sorry.
Okay, no worries. It was on hammer time, so I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's okay. Like, I gave a time range, but I didn't actually give a tech time and a start time. So, yeah, I will be here sometime in the early afternoon of Eastern Standard Time, of our rescheduled game of Sunken that was part of our Halloween one-shots. We unfortunately had to cancel, but we are playing it, and I am so excited to consensually kill all of my players on the high seas. And every Friday, at 6 p.m. Eastern over on Valdrian's channel, you can find me playing in a game of Avatar Legends called Smoke and Ashes, where I play a lovely ex-military Fire Nation boy named Wong. We just fucked up a Fire Nation camp. It was great. Our waterbender just took all the latrine waste and flooded camp.
Awful.
That's all I got.
It's amazing what constitutes as water. Fantastic. Thank you, Mare. Next up, Eva.
Hi, hello, it's me, Eva. You can find me almost always here. I'm always here on Horizons Call, playing Weenie, and sometimes I do other things. Some of which might be coming down the pipeline pretty soon. We're doing public access for real at some point. I guess that's it. I guess I'm not really doing anything else worth promoting at the moment, but you can find me on the Eva Serrate on Twitter or Evasari on Blue Sky. I'm around, I'm about, I do things. But yeah, I think that's it.
Fantastic. Thank you, Eva. Next up, the one and only Mikyl.
Hi, fam. I'm been Michael, he, him pronouns. You can find me at Mike Sandoval, Twitter, Instagram, all the good places. I have not been posting as much as I usually do, but you can find me on the Sword and Key Discord channel where I post all of my art and in part of a great community. Please come by and share time with us. And that's really all I got. I'm just trying not to like glitch trap out of here. FNAF friends. Love you.
Tech issues are just part of it. Oh yeah, and yeah, definitely check out that art ad reel. Thank you, Kaila. Hey, speaking of Kaila, where can we find more if you love the self?
Hi, hello. My name is Kaila. Many faces, many faces in many places. TTRPG realm, but mostly here on this channel. You can find me on all of my social medias at KMC. If you can't find me there, add an underscore. You will hunt me down eventually. A lot of the painting things that I'm doing right now are commissions and not for public consumption quite yet. So eventually I'll share some things, but until then, I'm just, playing house with the fire genasi with bound books and whatnot. Check the Discord.
Check the Discord. We're having fun over there. Thank you, Kaila. Like I also wanted to say a special thank you to Mikyl for doing the artwork for this game, and also for our Humblewood game, which plays tomorrow. We always are so appreciative of the talents that he shares with us. Great. So, I'm Derek Sword. I've been your GM. I'm here. I'm half Sword and Key. Eva's the other half. I use he, him pronouns. Yes, Sword is my real last name. Yes, it's awesome. No, you can't have it. I do some stuff. Most of the stuff I do is for Sword and Key. You can find me in places at dsword16. Check out Monster Crush is something I do, but check out Sword and Key in all of our socials. Beacons.ai/Sword and Key, all one word, is where you can find all of our links, including the Pally for this, the Tiltifies for any of our ongoing charity campaigns. You can join our Discord there, and you can also find links to our podcast, Monster Crush, that I'll talk about in just a second here. But yes, if you were looking to find me, like I said, dsword16, but Sword and Keys, most other places with underscores in between its names, sword underscore and underscore key. Upcoming stuff is, what is today? Today's the 18th. So tomorrow we do have the return of Humblewood, the Unwelcome Winter, at 10 a.m. Pacific time. That is another campaign that I run with a lovely group of people. One of them is a squirrel who just bound herself to a flame demigod. That couldn't go wrong. But they are trying to, it's a party of Humblewood characters, which are all anthropomorphic little animal folk who are trying to solve a seemingly unstoppable 5-year winter. After that, we're going to be a little quiet here for the Thanksgiving Day weekend. Find some deals on Black Friday and be kind to retail workers. That's what I'll say about that. Maybe
Saturday is Small Business Saturday, and we love our small businesses around here.
Yeah, please support small businesses. Please be kind. Please be understanding this weekend. It's very stressful for a lot of people just because of the holiday alone. Be understanding. Don't go out unless they have to.
And tell Kaila happy birthday.
And tell Kaila happy birthday. Yeah, absolutely. That is going to be Kayla's birthday. The 26th, Humblewood will return as well. Yeah, keep an eye out on our socials for that kind of stuff, because we're going to have some players doing this and that. So we might skip a week here or every now and then, but we'll try to be upfront about it as possible when we know. 26th also has the release of the next Monster Crush episode. We are doing a Haunted Objects episode. So Monster Crush is a podcast I do with my friend LD, where we talk about different cryptids, creatures, and miscellaneous monsters. This one, because it's coming out right after Black Friday, I thought it would be great to talk about like cursed objects and which ones you would buy if they were on sale. It gets a little sad in the middle because they're cursed objects, which typically means like tragedy in the real world, but we try to keep it sexy and funny otherwise. December 1st has the next of our Sword and Key movie nights, which you can join our Discord to be a part of. We were watching one of my personal favorites, which is Pottersville. It's a movie that's hard to describe, but it's a holiday classic. It's about a man who finds out his wife is cheating on him and is also a furry, so he dresses up as a monkey to win her back, but then accidentally gets drunk and turns into the town's Bigfoot. But then also the media fervor about that Bigfoot sighting might actually save his small town. It's like a Hallmark movie, but better. So anyway, it has Michael Shannon in it. It's great. Horizons Call, like I said, we'll be back on the 2nd for our season finale, 3 p.m. Pacific time. And then it's December. And stuff gets a little quiet around here. Humblewood will continue. Horizons Call will be back in the new year. Monster Crush will still be coming out every other week. And then we also have a new campaign starting on January 7th that is a spin-off of Horizons Call. We will have a 6-week campaign of Harbingers, which the lovely LD will be a part of as well. So y'all get to look forward to that. I have a great cast for it, some new faces to the channel, some familiar faces, and one particular T-Witch that I am very excited to have on this channel. All that said, you can keep track of all that stuff again on our social media. Check out our Discord. We are going to be having more applications coming out soon. The Discord always sees them first before social media does. So if you want to get a leg up on that, that's the place to be. There's lots of cool folks. We watch movies, we hang out, we chat about stuff. It's a great time. I should also mention that tomorrow Humblewood is in support of, I should say, Fauna and Flora International, great organization who has also been kind enough to donate articles of clothing. They've donated 2 shirts and a hoodie that we are going to send out once we know who wins them. So not tomorrow's episode, but the episode after that. It's going to be every other. We are doing giveaways for that stuff. And we also do intermittent giveaways for Friday's Teas. So check out those episodes for that stuff. Because they have some great merch out there, and they have a lot of stuff with pangolins, and I love pangolins. I think that's it. We are going to be rating... We're rating Troopers SJP. And yes, we do have... I'm sorry, Eva did message me. We have casting calls coming up soon for Deathmatch Island and Trophy Dark. So yes, keep an eye out for those. But in the meantime, show some love over on Troopers SJP. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you in 2 weeks. And until that time, fair winds and following seas, brave mariners.